This is kind of a funny aside. Maisie used to always know when me or Andrea were coming and going. So, for instance, when Andrea goes out to get takeout or anything, Maisie would be the first to know when Mommy's home. She can't figure it out now because you cannot hear my garage door.
Yep. Also, if you don't have a garage door that you could work off an app on your phone, get with the times. It's 2021. If you ask for the Precision Door silent package, not only do you get a really silent garage door, like Daniel's saying, me and Daniel got this. Our buddy Tony Mungiet got this. Seth got this. They all love it.
Andrea's father got this. He got a full door. He got a brand new door.
Oh, you can get 5% off a full door if you mention Tom and Dan. Also, this is the number, 407-710-BDMS.
Precision Garage Door has gifted us that number just for you guys.
Yeah, so when you call that number, they know it's from Tom and Dan. But back to the silent package, they give you that Wi-Fi motor too, and it gets you get an app on your phone.
You get a text message when people are coming and going. If you want it, you can turn the light on from the. You can do anything really.
Yeah, you can schedule it. I got mine scheduled, so if the garage door's open for more than 20 minutes, it'll auto close.
Yep.
So that if you do leave it open by accident, it auto close. And I leave it open all the time when I walk outside and forget about it, and the mosquitoes get in. So Crystal set that, so now it closes.
I love it.
It's awesome. And Precision Door of Central Florida is a great company. They're hiring right now.
Yeah, man, you might need a job.
Yeah, it comes with a company vehicle, good benefits. Give them a call. Tons of BDMs work there.
And if they come to work on your house, they're going to come in a precision vehicle. You're going to know it's them. Full uniform. Kind of that old school, like, hey, we're a reputable company treatment. Well, I mean, they are.
So remember the number. It's 407-710-BDMS. Give them a call and tell them Tom and Dan sent you. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler not here. Fish are looking great. We did lose a shrimp. And, man, the anemones, they ate him good. They have what appears to be a small beehole mouth. It's a purple ball. It looks like a little purple golf ball, and it's got a beehole. It's a spiky golf ball. Mm-hmm. It looks like a Pokemon. And it's got a beehole mouth, and it waddled over, like it kind of, it like spikes over.
Yeah.
And then it sat its beehole right on the shrimp.
Yeah.
And then bye shrimp. I have never.
They ate the whole thing?
I don't know if eating is the word you use, but they did something to it. But he's gone, disappeared. The anemone, or the whatever that thing is, sat on the shrimp, gone. He beeholed it.
There's also crabs in there that probably ate them. Yeah.
Well, they just got the antennae and they got the scraps. I'm telling you, this thing came and sat on it like a sumo wrestler and gone.
Yep. Yeah.
So there's your update. The other shrimp, he is scared. Man, he's on his P's and Q's, minding his P's and Q's. He is the best boy.
There's no way that other shrimp is lonely at all, right? Like that.
No, they don't have a concept of that, I don't think.
Yeah. It just
I would like to
living,
think
and it's like, it has no memory of the day before.
No, I don't even think he knows what's happening. Everywhere he looks, he's like, whoa, like, all the time.
Yeah. You're just surviving at every second. Doesn't reflect on his past. Doesn't say, hey, whatever happened to that other shrimp that I spent my whole life with?
Or you look over and you see an enemy sitting on your friend. You don't go like, oh, my God. No, you don't do anything.
Yeah, you're just looking. You're like, wow.
You actually would walk over there. You're walking on top of the enemy, eating your friend. You don't even care.
No.
You're like, this is cool. You have no idea what's happening. No, you don't even
think it's cool. You're just like, whoa.
Everything is whoa.
Yeah. Just constantly looking around for danger or food.
Aren't all animals like that?
Yes.
We're the ones that have convinced ourselves that animals have human qualities. That's just not a thing.
No.
Even with your own dog.
I mean, some more intelligent animals, they'll have the remorse and some other stuff.
I have never seen any of my dogs have any remorse for taking a crap.
They do get sad, and there's
they'll cower.
Yeah, because you're beating their ass.
Yeah. Well. But they'll forget of it real quick. Yeah. Like you give them.
That is the good thing about a dog is, man, you can kick it and you can break its jaw, and that thing will run right over to you again and be in love with you.
Yeah. It doesn't have memory of hey, this.
You just broke my jaw.
It may. I guess there's some if you were always abusive, you have to be abusive and loving.
It's 3 times.
You could do that to humans too, and they'll stay with you forever.
Yeah, I know. I might know a guy.
Anyway, let's do some emails.
It took a dark.
It was never not dark. We started dark.
Took a dark, sinister turn.
We're all more animals than we want to believe.
Yeah. And I like eating it.
So let's do an email.
All right, Samantha.
Okay.
Fire one up. Crank up the old email box.
Claw machines. Good afternoon, Tom, Dan, and Sam. I was listening to the BDM show where you were talking about claw machines.
Oh, hold on one second. This one's going to make you sad.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
This one's going to make you sad.
From dark to sad?
No, but not the kind of sad, not like death sad, just like you're going to be sad. Okay, continue.
I thought it was interesting and wanted to point out that machines are in fact random number generators and are rigged in the owner/operator's favor. I thought for a long time I was really great to climb machines.
I think what they meant was for years they thought they were really good at these machines, at these claw machines.
Maybe it was talk to text or something.
It also got auto-corrected, I think.
So many times that the claw would not be strong enough. Setting and features commonly available to change with the RNG include claw strength and aperture, claw movement speed, either as a whole or as an individual axis, pickup strength on skill-based machines, primary and secondary strength settings, operator adjustable payout rate. Overpay where the machine pays out too much or gives out too many prizes, it will give an error code and prevent anyone else from inserting money so it doesn't get cleaned out on a faulty machine.
So basically it's just all random.
Wow.
You've never been doing anything. You've literally just been operating. Yeah, you're operating the crane, and yeah, you want to put it in the general area, but everything else, completely random. When you get it, completely random. Every time you get a stuffed animal or a ball or anything at Denny's, completely random.
The Wikipedia on claw machines was interesting and slightly devastating when I realized that the times I won was a little more RNG like a slot machine than skill-based, but it does make sense for all those times I had the toy and it dropped.
Yep, bums me out. When I read that, I was
now I'm never doing claw machines again.
Yeah, me neither. I'm out of the game.
I saw that. I mean, but it's the same thing as slot machines.
Well, slot machines, I know
games.
that. Like, slot machine, I knew that, but the claw game...
I didn't know that, I thought it was skill.
I'm okay with admitting that I did not know that there were other ways. Like, there were claw machines that I would be like, well, the claw's limp. That's a limpy claw. I'd be like, I'm not using that one. That claw's too old. That's what I thought it was. It was like, oh, it's a faulty claw.
But it's programmed
it's programmed to do that. It's way more advanced than we even give it credit for.
They set them so that every X amount of time someone plays that it has a stronger grip strength. So because you have to have some winners.
Yeah, it knows.
Because that, perpetuates the game and markets.
It also makes sense. Now, this is where it really hurt me. And I'm going to explain something to you, and you'll understand. On the cruise, the first night of, I believe it was the first Tom and Dan cruise, I used with the claw machine where you go down and you grab a block of $100 bills. So it's $100, but it's a brick of dollars.
Yes.
$100. Yeah. And I go down, and first pull, I got it because I'm that good at claw machines. No, Daniel, they set it for you to win. And then at the end of the cruise, they backed it down so they'd win all that money back.
Now, hold on.
With you chasing the glory of doing the old hundo ones again.
Now,
I was never a hero.
But there is a small aspect of skill when it comes to, if you hit the algorithm where you get the strong claw, and you get the pickup strength or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying you still have to position it where it would pick the item up. So there is a element of skill there. Like even if you had the strong claw and you went to the corner where there was nothing, it's not going to go and then pick it up. Right. So it's just.
I appreciate you trying to make me feel better.
I'm just saying you
the first time you've ever been caring about anything because it's about gambling.
You randomly got the strong claw, but you had to position it above the right area so that the strong claw would work.
It kind of bummed me out, though, because my wife, we're having some drinks. She thought I was, awesome. She's screaming. I was running around the casino with it. They were chanting my name.
Yeah.
Kind of takes my glory away a little bit.
The more I learn about gambling and all, gaming, the less fun it is.
Yeah. He's been saying this for years.
To the point where I'm almost at the point where I'm going to give up. Because I've learned enough about especially NFL gambling where I've figured out that it's pretty much impossible to win long term unless you do a certain amount of things that require an insano amount of work.
Right.
And then so it's like
Right.
I can't fool myself because like then people just like have
You
fun.
have a family and a company and other things that you have time. You don't have any time to do all the things that you would need to do to fully enjoy it, right?
Well, yeah, but someone else would be like, "Well, just bet on the games. It's fun to watch," which is true. Like you
Have you gone too far? Can you pull back? And
No,
can you
I've already
ever be casual again?
I've already learned the truth, and that's the thing. So if I bet on the
Casket's already been open. You can never unsee it.
like basically, I've learned that the only way to maybe have a 55% chance of winning, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And like the only way to do that is to bet when the lines first come out. Literally when Vegas and all the books make the lines and they release them on like Sunday, Monday morning or whatever, and then they make the limit small and then let Hive Intelligence dictate what the lines are later, and then they get too tight and impossible to beat.
Right.
But at first, that's the only time to do it, and to do that, you would have to pre-know which ones are wrong.
Right.
And the pre-knowing part requires making your own power rankings, figuring out what the
Yeah.
line's supposed to be for the next
There's
week.
work. You got to do the work.
An insane amount of work. And then so to do all that, and that's the
No,
to have
hold on.
55% chance, oh, God.
This must be compliment.
Not fun anymore.
This must be compliment day. I'm gonna throw a compliment back to you because when you explained it,
Yeah.
I think Sam and I have always had a little bit of trouble understanding why you enjoy it, or seemingly you say you enjoy the gambling aspect. But when you say that, when you talk about the work, because I've seen you do some work on things, and then I've seen you win. Now I understand why you would find that exciting, because it would be rewarding to me. It's like in here.
Yeah.
Yesterday I had a problem with the phone lines. I didn't really know how to fix it, but it's extremely rewarding to me to put the time in, even if it's a ton of time, wasted time. But when I get to the end, if I pull it off, it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
But
you get that feeling.
Back to the claw machine. Did I win because I figured out the edge and I bet on the right side and the right number?
Right.
Or did I win because of luck? And if you won because of
Gonna
luck,
make me always think luck.
if you won because of luck, then you take your own personal element totally out of it,
Yeah.
and your own skill out of it, and then you're just like, well, I called heads in the air and I was right. And so what is
Right.
that? You can't give yourself credit for that. It's like winning the lottery. It's like, oh, yay! But
Yeah.
I want to give
That's
myself
why
credit.
this lady or whoever's emailed this has ruined my love for claw machines now. No fun.
Well, it's still
kind of bummed me out when I read it.
it's still like there is a small percentage of skill and
Yeah, but it's rigged.
a bigger percentage of luck.
Now,
Which is
hold
most
on.
of everything, like fantasy football.
Well, what if you turned off all the assistants?
Well, then I'm in.
Right,
But I have to
like-
know that it's all turned off. How will I know?
like it would
Well,
be.
then it's too easy.
Well, no, because then it's just based on the prizes and your know-how and the randomness of how the stuffed animals are tossed
Right.
inside there. You know what I mean? Like there would be a way to make it a little more claw-based instead of just random number generator-based.
Well, okay. I know a lot about claw machines because in the past,
I like claw machines. I still like claw machines.
5 years, I've been taking my sons to all these garbage places that have the arcades and claw machines. There's one duck claw machine that I've deemed
I'm familiar.
the new generation of this is the participation trophy claw machine.
I am very anti the duck claw machine.
And-
I'm glad you brought this up.
And then the duck claw machine, you pay, and it's still a ridiculous edge for the business owner because these ducks cost
A cent.
1 cent, and they're charging me 50 cents to win a 1 cent duck. So good job,
Yeah,
business.
it might be $1 someplace.
Yeah. So, and this claw machine, it's guaranteed winner every time.
Yeah.
So
There's no not winning.
So the kids go and then the claw goes down. Even if it doesn't pick up a duck, it'll go again until
Yeah.
it picks up a duck and senses
Yeah.
and drops the ducks down. Sometimes you can win 2, I guess. So it's like you won 2 cents and
Yeah,
you
that's
paid.
dumb.
Now the one that
But
there's,
Just go to the quarter machines and
there's another one that's
The
even
boys
worse.
liked it because it was a guaranteed winner, and I was like, "Well,
oh, you're ruining those boys.
There's another one that's worse. That one, at least, the claw does the work and you see it do it. There's another one that I've seen where the claw comes down. It wasn't ducks. It was something else where it grabs, and if it doesn't get anything, it just goes and resets, and then it just pops a toy out. And I'm like, well, what's the point of even doing the
Yeah,
claw
I don't like
when you're
this.
just going to give the the little egg, the little the what is it?
Yeah.
It's like the see-through top and then the bottom's usually multicolored
Right.
and then there's a toy inside. It's one of those things. And no matter what, they'll just cough out a toy.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, all right.
It's all luck, and you're all going to lose over time, just like the casinos and everything else. It's all, house advantage. But you want the perception of that your skill and how good you are is beating when it's just a GD spin of the, roll the dice, spin the wheel, you land it, you win.
What do
Some
you do
people
with all these ducks that your boys have?
punt them right in the trash.
Yeah. They play with them for like an afternoon. You find it in the car, and then I throw it in the trash can at Mr. Car Wash.
Like all the plastic garbage that I'm just ruining the earth with. And I look at it every day and I step on it and I'm just like, I get so mad.
I
but
burn
don't change my
mine.
ways.
Like my plastic, I burn it in my backyard or off my balcony. That black, that really heavy black smoke.
Yeah.
Where if it lands on your skin, it becomes plastic again. Like where it's like sooty.
Yeah. They call that Black Hawk Down smoke.
Yeah, I do a big once a month. I do a big balcony Black Hawk plastic burning party.
You burn tires. They burn black smoke.
Why do they make the stuff that kills you the most fun to burn? Right? Like a tire, when it's burning, I'm like, whoa, it does. But when you're looking at it, you're like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever watched a tire burn.
Oh, you're not a good redneck then. You're supposed to take it out in the woods and you burn one, and then you're like, don't stand too close, you get up in your nose, and then you get black boogers, and your mom will know you're out here drinking beer.
The Miami version of that is the Elian Gonzalez riots that I watched a bunch of tires burn on Bird Road.
Yeah.
Where me and the wizard drove around my truck screaming Elian.
Did you know that more tires are burned in Florida that are actually on cars? That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's try voicemail. Let's try this one. I don't know if we did this one. This is, I'm going back into some older ACT voicemails. Like once I've gotten through the A material, I dig down and I get some of the hidden gems. Oh, God! That's not it. I left my porno up. Hold on one second. I had left up a sexy porno I was watching. All right, let's try it again. Sean's crazy neighbor.
Oh, hey, Sean. It's Olivia. How in the heck are you? Boy, it's been a while. Well, I'm not doing yoga at the house. My little club opened up, and they have some yoga classes, and I just wear my mask, my bandana, and keep my distance, and I just don't linger there. But socially, I need to talk, to my friends. I think it helps me stay up and at them, and seems like the Airbnb business just kept going. I didn't know how to shut it down, so I'm booked all of July. Can you believe it?
That's good. I'm
And
glad
we got the sod in the backyard. The guy, I made him feel so guilty. He came by and dropped the sod in.
Don't feel guilty.
He actually put it in.
Oh, that's
He
good.
should. He was paid for it.
Yes.
You'll see it. I just have to self-water it right now.
Okay, how long do you have to do that?
And he said he ordered a railing.
Push pause for a second.
I'm having fun. I feel like I have a friend
My
finally. Hold on, I
God.
have a friend finally. I felt like that was a fun... Why are you sweating?
Are you Sean? Did you tell someone your name was Sean?
What I'm
I
laughing
love
about
this lady. She's awesome.
Is this
first,
This is what you
Suntan
sound like.
Sally
By the
or
way,
whatever?
this is what you sound like when you tell us about your goddamn plants. You sound just like this lady.
Okay, a couple things. First, how did this lady get through our initial voice message?
It takes a solid 30 seconds to get through.
Yeah.
It's long.
Daniel did it the other day, and I remembered. I was like, "Oh, that's what people hear when they call in."
Yeah.
It's like a whole
It's branded out.
Yeah, it's like, "Hey, thanks for calling, Tom." Did this whole thing,
how to
then
get
it's like,
merch, how to leave email, yeah.
There's like so it's like there was nothing in it to make this lady believe that this is her neighbor Sean. First of all, so either she's nutty or didn't pay attention to the beginning part. Second, let's talk about.
It makes some of the chat people are saying that it makes them very sad that this voicemail was left and that it didn't go to its intended,
Sean?
person, Sean.
Maybe she thinks Sean's mad at her now because he didn't return her call.
No, this was months ago. This was like literally months. She
That's
could
what I'm
be.
saying. Maybe
I don't
she's-
even know her state. If you know what I'm saying.
Can everybody just assume that now maybe your spouse is different, obviously, because that
Well, wait a
directly
minute.
has to do with it.
Who leaves voicemails this long?
Old people.
Yeah, old people, but also
Who leaves voicemails?
Take a guess.
When's the last time you've left somebody a voicemail?
I haven't. I gave it up in 2009, I think. I stopped voicemailing.
I still sometimes leave a voicemail.
Oh, no,
I
you're the
hear
old
him in
dumb
there
old man that
to
leaves
his doctor,
voicemails?
who's like, "Hi, nurse. This is Tom. I need to get in there to see about getting
And
my Adderall."
The reason I do
Call
is
me back.
crazy. Okay, listen to the reason why I leave voicemail, because I just thought about it.
I
and I'm
like it when we go full crazy.
So when I call someone and it goes to their voicemail, I immediately want to hang up. But then
Especially if it's me.
But I think for like a split second, I'm like, I wonder if the person, when I hang up, is going to think, why didn't they just leave a voicemail and tell me, since they already called
Wow,
him?
you put that much thought into it?
Because this guy hates confrontation. He thinks that if you don't leave a voicemail, then I'm going to be like, he'll come in the next day and be like, "Why didn't you text me? Yeah,
What did you need?
I
Why
saw
didn't you
you
tell me?"
call and hang up, and you left me know. You said nothing else.
Then
So I let you sweat. Now that I know that bothers you, I'm just going to, if you call and you don't leave a voicemail, oh man, I'm going to wear you out.
Then I think, well, I called to tell this person something, and now they're just going to call me back, and then we got to go through this, hey, how's it, this whole thing, and then I'm going to tell them, like in the future, I'll just tell them now.
But if you leave a voicemail and it types it out, which my phone does,
Yeah.
you're really just leaving a really complicated text message.
yeah.
You think about it.
That's a whole
Butler
different...
is in the chat. He says he also, dumb old man, leaves voicemails, and he says
Oh, he does
that
it all the time to
he
clients.
leaves way too much information in the voicemail.
Yeah, he'll do it to clients. Hey, guys, Travis Butler. You may remember me. Tom hired me about 3 years ago. I've been working at T&D Media for about 3 years. And,
Redcoat Media.
I really love it. My company's called Redcoat Media. My wife's name is Jen.
She's a doctor.
I'm like, what the hell are you doing, man? Just tell him you'll pick up the goddamn stickers from Sticker Wolf.
Every time Butler leaves a voicemail with one of our clients, I immediately freeze like T-Rex is watching me, and then I get scared.
We should record one of them.
Every word he says, I get so scared that he's going to start saying the wrong thing.
And then he because he's hip and he's good looking, so he
gives too much information.
And he does little cute greetings at the end. He'll be like, "So we're really looking forward to working with you, and as they say in England, cheerio, cheers."
Oh,
He'll say something like that, and I'm like, "Oh my god, what are
Yeah.
you doing, man?"
So back to this lady's voicemail. She's just leaving everything that's going on in her life or whatever.
How much time do you think we've done a minute?
Okay.
How much more
All right,
do you think
let's listen to some more, because
have-
after we finish, I got a comment about this.
Anyway, he hurt his ribs. He freaked out on me. These guys. But I just keep after him. I think because I'm older and he feels really bad.
Yeah.
Guilt. And I don't think he doesn't want to be in small claims court. Nobody does. And I don't want to take him there.
Please don't.
He's
You don't want.
actually sort of become a little bit of a friend. He's trying.
Yeah.
He's just handicapped.
Oh.
But you don't need to take somebody's money. That's what you don't do. There's no excuse for that.
No,
Let's
especially
do the
a
work and do
handicapped
it right.
man's money.
Right?
Right,
Anyway, that's
right.
the story there. So there's that Luke again downstairs in the
my
bathroom in the rental place.
I can stop it for
I
you.
can't.
Yeah.
I hope that her neighbor
Is it a goddamn
Sean.
journal?
I hope her neighbor Sean's a BDM, and he's got a kooky ass neighbor.
And he gave her
and he
our
gave her our
number.
number.
Yes, that'd be great.
Please let that be the reality, because then I will want to shake Sean's hand, even during
It's
the
a long
pandemic,
con.
and
It's-
be like,
it's
"You
sort
sir
of a
are
long
hero."
con,
Yeah.
and it's not mean really, because you're not like insulting the lady, right?
So
She goes on. I mean, like,
Girls know about it. They said they're just going to let you in at 12 o'clock. I might be around. It's probably best if I'm not there,
no, you don't want to be there.
because I get a little bit like the sky's falling in. But I do have a guest upstairs. So we can't really do a whole lot upstairs unless I see what's, I might just
That blew my brains out. If this lady was my neighbor. And
There's
she,
2 more minutes. I'll end it there.
My God.
if you're hearing this and you're saying, well, I often tell people the minutia of my life and drone on about what my exercise routine is and who's delivering what.
Got a leak in
It
the
sounds an
basement.
awful lot like my wife when I come home.
Please, no. Well, here again, spouses are different, but
Are
beyond
they?
from
It's
spouses,
like, I don't want to.
please know that no one cares. Like,
He's talking to you, Butler. Talking about your hot spots in your floor.
No, that's different.
Stop.
See, if something happens weird, interesting, and you're telling your friend, that's different. I'm talking about, you start rattling through your day-to-day, nothing interesting
Right.
activities about
Yeah.
you going to see yoga, you saw your neighbor, you talked to him for a little, and
You
then
got some side. You
You-
got
He's
He's small
handicapped,
town,
but he's
went to
more
Home
of a friend than a neighbor now. He's coming around.
like
And you don't want to get his ass in small claims. I'll tell you
right.
what.
I
don't
wish-
want to do that either.
maybe that's why Jay Cutler adopted the screaming don't care.
I'm with him.
'Cause
I am with him.
I am screaming that in my head, and I
Do you
wish
chit chat with your neighbors though? I feel like you do. You're a neighborhood guy.
Tom is a quiet guy, though. Like, if the listeners witness how quiet it is in this studio, like when we're just working, like it's eerily quiet. It is.
well, I'm working. I'm not talking.
I know, but it's eerie.
And then when I'm talking, I'm working.
It's eerie quiet.
Well, because I'm in there just going one thing after another. Ding, ding, ding. Work.
Like, it appears that you're just sitting in one spot like a statue.
Well, that's my thinking. That's
thinking pose, thinking pose.
I started thinking. I'm like, what's the new thing? Thought of it. Write the email. Anyway. The small talk. I just assume no one cares about what's going on in my life. The small, like
You can feel it when it gasses out when you're talking to somebody and they don't want to talk. You know,
Like if I
you
got-
can feel it, and I hate that feeling.
like I'll tell someone something interesting or what I think is funny, but all the small things, like I'm gonna go home and figure out how to run a hose through my drain pipe, and
I have
I'm not sure how
a
long-
tendency to do that sometimes with you guys, where I'll be leaving. I'll be like, "Well, I'm leaving now. I'm going to go home. I think I'm going to go do a little flight now and play my flight game and Microsoft Flight and
No,
fly
that's
around
fine,
a
but
little
that's
bit."
your personality, yeah.
Annoying.
So he's basically saying, "Thank you. That's what I'm hearing."
That's what I heard.
No, I just ignore it. You can imagine
Yeah,
just
he
ignore
ignores
it.
the
I know you do.
annoyingness.
I know he ignores it, but
It's like a
something
bird
in me
chirping.
feels like I have.
You know, it's like I don't yell at the bird.
I-
Like, shut up! You know, I know the bird is going to chirp. I'm fine with it.
I feel
just
like
work through it.
the things that make us tick, the things that we like, are probably the fun things, or what have made this show popular. It isn't these sitting in silence and it's staring at how little money we have. That's not helping.
Yeah. No, you know, I just feel like if I don't work all the time and get the stuff done, and like,
No,
you
I
know,
get it.
then I'm, what am I doing? I'm
You got
wasting
another
time.
email?
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here. The fish are here. We have one little fish in the back that's my favorite.
Yeah.
And he dug a hole. Have you seen the one that digs holes?
Oh, yeah, in the
We
gravel.
call him Tom Van.
Yeah. Thank you. He's putting in a full irrigation system
Yep.
in our tank, and he's back there. He's just
His little fins are falling apart.
He's chopping the roots, and he's got his little earbuds in. He's listening to his favorite podcast, and then another little fish comes over and yells at him good.
Oh man, my hands, they woke up this, on fire.
Now, how long after digging? We have some guests on the line. We're going to get
This
to them
was from
momentarily.
buffing my boat. My neighbor gave me a
Oh,
buffer,
God.
and it just shook my carpal tunnel to the point of hands on fire every single night. And then I'm like, why did I do that? I should have said, like, no, this thing shakes too much. It hurts my hands.
Yeah, my hands already hurt.
I just stood there for an hour buffing it, shaking my hands.
Speaking of vibrations.
Sorry.
Yeah, good segue.
Tom and Dan vibes. Look at
Yeah.
you. You're wearing the shirt.
I got my Tom and Dan Vibes shirt on, and considering that vibes are these people's business, it can be. On the line with us are our good friends Debbie and Deborah from Fairville Omega Store. What's going on, guys?
Hey, how are you?
Good to talk to you guys.
Same here. Thanks for having us.
No problem. So Debbie does the education programs for Fairville University.
Yeah, we talked about that in our last ad. We kind of went on this idea that, self-care is super important right now, especially with everybody trying to stay healthy. And a lot of times you forget about sleep, and you forget about the bedroom, and you forget about even the non-sleeping part of the bedroom, which is sexual wellness. And they do a lot of education with Fairville University.
Yeah, and it's online too, which makes it great and easy for everybody to jump on there. So, Debbie, what are some classes that are coming up at Fairville U?
Well, we actually, in a few days, are actually having a brand new class. We're super excited about it because, as you said, we moved everything online, which we hadn't been doing until, COVID hit, and now
Correct.
it is a good thing because we were wanting to do this and we just didn't know what to do, and now everything's online for anyone. We actually had our first international customer come to a class recently, which is really cool. But our next class,
I would like to find out about my penis.
Is it French?
Well, it was Canadian, but maybe it was a French Canadian. I don't know.
Josh?
Canadian Josh.
Oh, it was Canadian Josh.
I like it in the body.
But our next class is actually super exciting because it's a brand new one. We're doing a whole back to school thing right now because everybody's going back to school.
I get it.
Sex ed
Back to school. I get it.
back to school. It is anal August, so that is appropriate.
No.
But
Yeah.
But the next class is actually with our newest educator to join the team, Amber, and it's called Talk Nerdy to Me, which is going to be living your best role play life in the bedroom. So Amber is a self-described nerd, and she loves just nerd culture, and this class is going to be heavy on
That's
that.
awesome.
So there's going to be a lot of D&D talk, there's going to be anime, there's going to be tentacles, there's going to be all that fun
Tentacles.
stuff.
Oh, man,
Tentacles.
come for the anime and stay for the tentacles.
Okay, so Debbie,
I love it when Debbie comes on to tell us all the different classes. Talk nerdy to me. Come on, man. That's fun.
Talk nerdy to me.
I'm in. I like it.
so
It's fun.
I imagine that there are a lot of Tom Vans out there that get awkward easily. Even with someone that they've been with their entire life, that they accidentally say or call their mom instead of their wife, which is real weird. And it means that she's just developed a caretaker role because you're becoming an old man, the senile old man. Anyway,
Mother, get in here.
so even though I've been with my wife for, I've known her since I was 16. So it's
Ew.
like so long, like it's unbelievable.
It's long enough.
24 years?
It's long enough for you to start
20?
over. My God,
Yeah.
man, start it fresh.
I still will get awkward if I try to do any role play because I couldn't, I'd start laughing or I just couldn't even.
My God, just last night I was popping off my fedora, putting it on the coat rack, and I said, she walked into my office. She had the best pair of getaway sticks I'd ever seen. I knew just by looking at the scandalous dress she was wearing that pretty soon I might be eating the muff, if you know what I mean. Because I'm a gumshoe. I'm a hot city detective, and I get all the pee.
So
That's what I was doing last night.
My
I mean, you
husband
do
does
that
that.
laughing now. I mean,
Yeah.
no, come on.
See, they like it.
So, do you have anything that, because people hear role play, you think of
can't
that?
even say the
I know.
word.
Sorry. You think that you're going into an extravagant, play where you're a whole different person and
Yeah.
she's a different.
It can be very subtle.
You could start off simple, right? Is there something like a simple way to get into it for people like me who get awkward?
totally, absolutely. I would say probably the best thing to do is if you have some kind of fantasy you've seen in a movie or in a TV show or something, maybe like a crush that you have and you kind of want to explore this in a safe and consensual way, you can just kind of act it out. I find it's really a lot easier when you're doing someone else's words or just trying to do something you're really familiar with instead of doing something that's really elaborate. And there's, you could even kind of be yourself, but maybe just act out the scene. Maybe a scene you've seen in a movie that just looks really hot.
Well,
I'm
plus some mitts for.
I'm outside digging holes, and then you come up behind me and you say, "Hey, Tom, I need some help with my pipes." How's that? This really does make you awkward, doesn't it?
What if she? Okay, back when I used to watch MythBusters a lot.
Oh yeah. She's making
Carrie Byron.
She's making the jelly mold.
She did a. I believe it was FHM.
Stuff. It may have been FHM. It was one of those magazines like Maxim, FHM.
Yeah, it was
Stuff.
that. It was that like
One of those completely misogynistic magazines that
can't exist
yeah,
anymore.
we all know what they are.
But she did like a whole photo shoot
Where she's
in
wearing
that-
Mad
like-
scientist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where she has like the safety goggles on her head.
Yeah.
She's wearing overalls but no top.
like a sexy
doctor coat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but a
Red
short,
bra.
no pants.
Yeah.
And
Short lab
There you
coat.
go.
Yeah.
Buy her a lab coat and a red bra and panties.
And
You don't want to get any sulfuric acid on your labia. That'd be horrifying.
And then I'll be the walrus-looking guy. I mean, is Jamie
Walrus.
No, Jamie. What was the guy?
Jamie Heineman?
Is that what's the other
Adam
name?
Savage.
You just did Don Vito.
And then it just so. Are you supposed to do this in your room, in your house?
No, in the living room.
Yeah, you're
With your
supposed to go
kids
down in
playing
front of City
games.
Hall and wake up the mayor, Tom. What the hell are you talking
Well,
about?
I saw Modern Family one time, and the whole thing was like you meet at a bar.
Oh, you can do that. That's fun.
Okay, like, that's what I mean. Like, are you supposed to go, like actually start at a different place and pretend like you're strangers
can.
and go back, or are you supposed to like just
It's whatever you're into, man.
and scene in
there are
the?
no rules. There are no
Just
rules.
right.
There are absolutely no rules. You do what works best for you. I mean, that's a great idea, though, because if you do that, then, you know, it really does take you outside of your, like, normal life. You're not in your apartment just trying to, like, put on an accent or feel like, you know, completely silly. If you're at a restaurant and you're just kind of, like, having conversation but kind of pretending like you don't know each other, it might really help kind of build that feeling that you're really doing this. You know,
I
like
do
that
it with
it's for
Andrea
real.
all the time, man.
Yeah,
I'll,
me and Trav do it, too.
I'll walk
What?
in. Yeah, this
No,
is,
you
yes,
don't.
I do. I'll
Are
walk
you
in,
serious?
I'll walk in. I'll be like, I'm just here to check the cable. Just your friendly Australian cable, man.
No, you
And
don't.
Yes, I
See
will.
what's going on down under.
Yeah,
No, come on.
I'll go there. Hey,
No, and then what does she do? She's
boy,
like,
I like your bush.
no, I don't believe that you actually
Yes.
do that.
Call my wife and ask her right now.
But do you do it as a joke, or do like
Well,
he's
I mean,
actually
it's
a serious?
flirty. It's playful.
Blurred
it's,
lines.
It's fun and flirty, man. Come on.
Hold on, what do you
This
do,
is fun.
Samantha?
This is a fun, flirty summer for me, buddy.
You have a role play scenario?
We kind of do like the Modern Family thing where we pretend like we don't know each other and we meet each other at a bar,
Yeah.
at a restaurant or something. And then we take one of each other's home to our house,
Yeah.
and our husband or wife is not home, and we're cheating on each other.
No, you're cheating.
Yeah, last night I pushed Andrea up against the washing machine and I said, "When's your husband come home?"
It's a full load.
Yeah. Wow, Sam's really good at this.
Now, do I start complaining
No,
to
no.
Chris about my whole bitch wife?
No, that's too far.
She's gonna find out. She calls me. She
You're
tracks my phone. She's crazy.
Oh God, you feel so much better than my big fat wife. And scene.
So,
That's not gonna work, man.
That might not be the best way to go about it. But,
hold on,
hey, I mean,
hold on. My wife would be mad if I enjoyed cheating on her
Well,
with her
then
too
don't
much.
do the cheating scenario.
Should I
Do
act
something
guilty?
else.
Like, I don't know. I don't think I
Just
can
that I
do
love my wife too much. I can't.
Yeah, you could do that. Maybe it turns her on if you
Yeah.
deny. If you're like, I can't go through with it. I just love
You're
my
just
wife
not
too
as
much.
pretty as my wife.
Then you got to go. Wait,
No.
Then you
She'll get mad if I almost cheated on her.
No, but then you gotta go. Then you gotta go. Can you pretend to be my wife? And then she'll go.
What
Yes,
if
I
she
can
pretends
pretend.
to be you and you pretend to be her?
Oh, hold on.
Well, then that's
Different
gonna-
type of role
she's gonna be
play.
like, she's gonna be like, my genitals stink. My butt's weird. Like,
No, yeah.
it's gonna be a fight.
Well, then you're not cheating. You throw a wig on Tom.
I still think my idea of you going to cheat and then you convince her in a second layer of improv to now pretend to be your wife. So then you're doing a more exciting version of your wife. See where I'm going there?
That's not a bad idea. I mean, why not? You know?
Yeah, it's like an
You could definitely
inception.
do that.
It's inception cheating. It's like
Yeah.
you're making love to your wife, but you want her to pretend to be somebody else. But in the scenario, you're too chicken to cheat on your wife, so she's going to have to pretend to be your wife to make love to her.
yeah.
And boom, and then everybody's happy.
What?
Yeah, everybody would be happy, for sure.
Well, I'm not happy.
You're never happy.
Like, well,
I wanted the fantasy. Like, I wanted the whole thing where them.
Wanted to cheat?
Well, I don't really want to, but in this scenario, you get to get a taste of it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
and
it's
not
a
do it.
fantasy.
It's like my
Fantasy,
flight
yeah.
simulator.
But
I don't really want to fly a plane.
Yeah.
But it is fun to sit down in front of MS Flight and fly into I flew into the Bermuda Triangle last night.
I'm afraid to even bring that fantasy up because she's like, "What? You fantasize cheating on me? Like,
Why don't you take her to this class with you?
Let's look at your browser history. Cheating, how to cheat. Best place to cheat.
my wife
and let her pick the role play then.
Well,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, but that's like letting her pick where we want to eat dinner.
Oh,
and then it
God,
turns into a-
vegetarian. Oh, vegetarian. Oh, my God. Plant-based sausage balls. Here I come.
Yeah, like, You know what she would, I'm not joking. You know what she would say? Like, I want you to appreciate me and say nice things. And then I'm like, oh, God,
That's the fantasy?
Yeah, like,
No, where's the fantasy?
Sad.
Unless you're standing
I know.
over another human going, oh, then there's no fantasy involved.
I know, that's what she's like, I want you to do nice things for me and appreciate me. And like, and sit next to me.
flowers. I want you to hug me. I want you to hold my hand. Oh, my God.
I know that's what you want. I can't do
I
it.
can't hold your hand. I can only do, like, true animal acts.
Why is your fantasy the one thing I can't do? Like, why? Like,
I think there's more than one thing
I
you
know
can't do.
I can walk in and be like, the yard guy, and then, get it like real hard, or harder than normal.
So you want to get a yard guy style? Do you guys
Well,
think
they're
that,
tougher.
Do you guys think that Tom has the elbow grease and the know-how to walk in tonight and role play with his wife and give it to her yard guy style? He wants to do it
I
yard.
think he needs to go to the class.
I think so too.
I know
I
some.
think you might need to take this class.
Yeah, now you
I
realize
know
every time
some
you guys
yard
call
guys.
in, you give us great advice and you have great classes, and he'll never do it. You know that, right? He'll never do it.
Oh, we'll get him there. We'll
I
get
know
him there.
you will. We'll wear him down eventually, but it would. I think it would help you, man.
Listen, I want all this stuff. Like,
When is the last? I'm going to start with a simple one that has nothing to do with like fantasy or role play or anything. When is the last time? Because this is something that I've done where you just like lean into your wife's ear and you be like, "I'm so horny for you."
I
don't think he's ever said that,
I don't
ever.
do that.
Yeah. Or you look, or if you just say something, not even that aggressive. What if you just said, "I did this one yesterday." I go, "You're so hot. You're just so hot."
Well, that's what she tells me to do. She's like, if you did that,
It works, dude.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
yeah. And that's what she says. I can't
I'll just
remember.
motor running.
Write it on your goddamn hand, Tom.
Get a
Oh, my
tattoo.
God.
Get a tattoo.
Yeah, but I'm not. But you're doing it at the right
Leave
time.
leave little notes in your trenches and on your plants that say, go say something nice to your wife.
but
That's good.
the problem is
She hates your plant. She'll never even look there.
That's true.
normal people are doing it at the appropriate right time.
What are you going to do? It right when the
feels-
waitress at Outback walks over? You lean in. You're
Oh, I
like,
know that, but I'm just saying, like, I am so awkward that I do it at an inappropriate time, and that I can only remember to do it when I'm want to do it, and then
I
and then
understand.
she's like, you're
just horny, and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you should do it at a different time. You should do it when
Yeah.
you least expect it, and you can't do that because you don't even know when to expect it.
Well, I just don't think about those things because I'm a crazy person.
We both are handicapped.
You got to plan. You got to start making it part of your day. Or part of your week.
That's right.
I mean, there are so many different things you can do. I mean, you could even go get a little bedroom costume and put a little note on it and slip it in her drawer.
There you go.
Hey, tonight's let's have some fun.
Ooh.
I mean, there's just a bunch of different things that you could like plan. It's like date night, but you're going to spice it up a little bit. You're going to turn it up a little bit.
My wife walks in there and she looks on the bed. What does she see? She sees a purple fedora, aviator sunglasses. I'm like, I want you to dress like Kid Rock tonight, baby. I want you to dress like Kid Rock, but not but right before he went full country alt-right Kid Rock. I want the rappier.
Yeah, you want ball with the ball.
I want ball with the ball. Yeah, I want ball with the ball rappy Kid Rock.
Yeah.
When black people still liked them, that's what I want.
You had that little person, MC.
Yeah, back when he had Josie.
Josie.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. The problem is, I think for myself, is like, you know how they try to program a robot to have emotions, and then
Elon's doing that.
and then the robot's like, "Ouch, you hurt my feelings." And you're like, "No, I didn't, robot. You just said
You're
that."
just programmed to say that.
Like, I know, it didn't hurt your
It's
feelings.
kind of like how
you just said that.
It's kind of like how your greetings in the morning have gotten longer because I made fun of him for just saying "yo" in the mornings, and now he'll be like, "Hi, what's up, guys?" And I'm like, "Don't say that. You're reading that.
Yeah,
off.
that's what my wife says.
Yeah, you're reading
what
that
I'm
off
trying
a
to
cue
say.
card.
You look so sexy. like you're reading it off a cue card. Anyway,
What it sounds like, there's a lot of role play happening. It's just not sexual yet. So we need to work on just getting it to be sexy.
Hey, just pull your D out.
He only role plays with Dan.
I know.
yeah.
And I never get any action either. It's like this guy we role play and then he leaves, and I'm like, that didn't work.
Tease.
Yeah, he's such a tease.
so I guess besides from role play, is there something before role play that you could do?
You mean like junior role play? You want like, is this like a MasterChef Junior scenario where you want like a little bit of an easier homework assignment?
Because the whole role play, even like pretending to be another person makes me like, or even like pretending to meet my wife out and then like.
I got an idea.
I can't
Guys,
do it.
tell me if you think this would be an adequate, like maybe some advice for Tom. Since you're having trouble stepping into somebody else's shoes, why don't you just take a time period in your own life when you were still dating your wife that means a lot to you and almost like,
recreate it? Yeah.
You
That's
know,
a great idea.
I'm really good at
Absolutely.
this effing stuff, guys. The ladies love me. I really am good at this stuff.
So
A+.
I love it. That's why Fairville is so great. You just go there. I know what I'm doing when I go there. You don't know what you're doing when you go there.
the first time I met my wife, really, we were at a party, like a house party in Miami, and we were sitting in the back of my truck, and like everybody in Miami parks in the front yard, for whatever.
And
like
you have a truck, dude. Take her out, park under the stars, put a blanket back there, get a bottle of wine that she likes, get some snacks and some stuff that she likes, and just lay under the stars. Already have it where you have a Bluetooth boombox in the back where you can have her music, little Avett Brothers, lay back there under the stars and have a good Florida country outing, and then take her in your arms under the moonlight, and then you know the rest.
No,
do it
in the back of my truck.
Yeah, and then give it to her yard guy style.
Where do you go park? Like, it's not
give
like
her the weed whacker.
We don't have like an overlook or like a bluff or something. You know what I'm saying? You know where you park and then you see the city. We don't have that.
Just go to the East Colonial Walmart.
Like, where do you park that's romantic?
I don't know. Like, what do I got to think of everything?
Well, you said go park in a
I
romantic.
bet your listeners know. I bet your listeners know where to park.
Yeah, they do. They're horny animals. They know where to go.
They don't know, but no one parks in a romantic.
You used to be able to go at like Sanford Airport. Used to be there's a field you could drive out there.
Nah, you can't go there anymore.
No, it's all locked. 9/11 changed everything. Everything's under lockdown.
Yeah. And I feel like nowadays, like
You know what? You're right. It's not worth it.
Well, I'm just saying, like a
I'm kidding.
suspicious car parked by the airport, and I can't.
You're back there, yard guy style, into the cops roll up, draw down on you.
Well, and then what? Do I go? We go into the cab, the car seats. I got to take the car seats.
You don't go
out.
in the cab. You lay in the bag. Where's
In the back?
Yeah. Where's the excitement of going in the cab? You lay in the back.
There are leaves and sticks.
Well, you gotta
Clean it out, man.
Wash your car. Prepare.
Well, then you can't just be out in the open. Like
Do it all the time.
in the open.
Yeah.
I used to at our old house around the chimney. She used to put her hands on that thing when there's no fire in it. And the yard guy had a little bit.
No, my neighbor works out in the.
He wants to join.
Well,
Tell
she
him to go
wants
She wants to roleplay with him.
that. Now my sons are screaming at the neighbor when he's working out. My mom thinks you're cute.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah. And then I had to tell him,
That's
like,
hilarious.
Don't say that. I'll go get my spoon. I'm sorry, guys. Oh man. All right.
I
Well,
don't think young guys are into the spoon. They don't even know.
But for real though, like all joking aside though, that's not a bad idea to role play your own fantasy things that you've replayed in your own head a bunch of times. That's a great way to
hold on.
You don't have to be another person.
I could jump my fence and go work out in the backyard, pretend to be the neighbor, right? And then
Take a shot.
Okay. No.
Yeah,
He doesn't seem like the gun type.
And she's peeking over.
Yeah. She's looking. And
Okay, there we
she's
go.
like, I'm
Hey.
working out, and then I jump the fence and give it to her yard guy
Yeah, but then
in
you're-
my
But
yard.
then,
Yeah,
you're
do it.
belittling, then you're belittling yourself because you're like, your stupid husband isn't here, is he? That idiot. I see him outside working on his boat trailer. He doesn't know anything about boat trailers, and neither do the trailer companies. and then you're running yourself down. It does nothing for your confidence. Then you're turning your wife off because she
It's
knows
fine because
it's
he
just
still
a
gets
fantasy.
it, so it's fine.
How would I explain that to my neighbor if I'm out there working out?
Like, just go with it, bro.
Well, he's just going to see you jumping your fence back
Exactly.
in. So just tell him, it's a dodgeball, whatever the fence.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good. All right. So when's that class?
It is going to be on the 26th on Thursday. We have our classes on Thursdays right now, so the class will be on that Thursday, and it's going to be at 8 p.m. It's on Zoom. The cool thing about Zoom is that we actually, if you go on Zoom before the class, if you have a little time, you can change your photo and your name, so it can be completely anonymous, which is really unique to, obviously, the in-person classes, which, you see everybody right and face-to-face. So the online classes are a really unique and kind of special way to get in a class if you're normally too shy or you're afraid about your identity getting out because nobody will know who you are. Your cameras are off, your mics are off. So, yeah, so definitely if someone is shy about this kind of stuff, doesn't want to interact, you don't have to. The online classes are great for that. But it's, everybody deserves to learn something new no matter how old you are, and our classes teach a lot of stuff you're never going to learn in school, in your sex ed classes. So that's the only place you're really going to get real information because porn isn't real. So our classes are a great way to really learn the real stuff.
Now you open a whole different can of worms for Tom.
breaking hearts.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's the only real pleasure-focused sex ed that you're going to get, where you can actually learn the real things and what's going to feel good, and it's a really good time. So I hope everybody comes by, and I hope you all decide to come. Like I said, it's anonymous.
We'll get him in there eventually. We put the link in our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. Debbie, Deborah, it's always a pleasure talking to you guys. Give everybody at the store some love from us. Stay safe out there, and we can't wait to talk to you guys again very soon, okay?
Thank you so much for having us.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. They're so sweet.
Bye.
Bye, guys. They always do such a great job, and they're always so fun to talk to.
Those online classes it's better that they're doing the Fairfield University that, right? Like it opens it up to way more people.
Yeah, and you can be anonymous.
And jump on there early, and because you'll forget that your name on Zoom is like kind of always on there. You could even go in early, like to your own account and change it if you want to. And that's what I would advise you to do, if you get a little nervous about stuff like that. But
not that anybody cares, so you know what I'm saying?
But they make it super, I mean, they make it so fun. I mean, you hear them. They're really fun people, and they make it easy for you guys. We got to take a break. We'll come back with more A Corporate Time right after this.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
Dan.
So, as Tommy gets older,
That's your son. And just let people know that.
Yeah.
That's not a new guy we hired to replace Butler. Although...
it could be close. Tommy could.
No, hold on a second.
He's lazy.
I've come up with some ideas
Hold
before, but that might be a pretty darn good idea because I think you can pay him less because he's your son.
Oh yeah,
Isn't that what
pay
you
him
do
nothing.
that's what you do for the family
labor. It's
business.
fine.
Yeah.
How come we've never had our kids in here to work?
We should run this place like a Chinese strip mall restaurant and just have our whole families working there.
That might be the final straw for me.
No,
I'm not working at a goddamn daycare.
Well, we don't need you. We got Tommy and Maisie and Max.
Oh, Maisie worked the door.
Now,
You'll love May.
it's gonna
She's
go
just like a
horrible.
little you.
And they won't listen to us.
No.
And they'll mess it up.
Well, they're all just playing with it. They like
But
each
maybe
other.
better than Butler.
They-
Not you, though.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you hire all three to replace Butler for free? So Max, Tommy, Maisie equals Butler
Oh, I mean...
in productivity.
well, half of Maisie equals Butler.
I mean, honestly, Maisie alone.
Maisie...
But she's got a temper like her dad.
Maisie
be a
can
little
work from
difficult.
home and,
she can be a little difficult. But anyway, you were talking about Tommy, your son. Yes, sir.
So, as he gets older, he gets more and more of a personality.
He's funny.
And he makes us laugh. Me and Crystal, he kind of puts it on for us, and does goofy things and makes us laugh. Legitimately,
he's clown bones.
and other
You gotta find your clown bones.
if
man.
other parents saw it, I'm sure they'd be like, "Well, that's stupid." They wouldn't. But
I did it. I mean, I when I see, there are
I
certain
was going to
things.
say, is it just because it's your kid you think it's funny?
Oh,
But no, I think it's funny too. I mean,
but I
he's
know him. I know his personality, so it's extra funny to me.
He's not my kid, but I see him do things that I see that I like. Oh, I do. Like when he was playing with his hands, he didn't have any toys, and he was doing puppet show with his hands. He was doing the characters with his fingers. I was like, well, that's what I used to do.
He's goofy. He's a nerd. You know,
I
what I'm
like
saying?
it. I feel it.
But he's fine with it, and he's comfortable being
lean in.
goofy,
Lean
and it is his personality and makes it laugh. On the other hand, Max was born cool, and everything he does is cool. He looks cool. His clothes look cool.
Yeah.
He doesn't look goofy
He's
at
a
all.
Donahue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a Donahue, but it's hard for him. Like his jokes aren't that funny. I kind of laugh, like just to placate him.
Sympathy laugh?
Yeah, sympathy
Yeah.
laugh because he says some funny, but he can't be that funny.
Yeah.
because he's too cool.
Okay, I agree.
And it's hard for naturally cool people to be funny.
Now, let me ask you
I
this,
don't-
because this would feed into the theory that I have, but I could be wrong on this. Which one gets embarrassed easier? Based on my theory, Max would get embarrassed
Yes,
easier
yeah.
because he's cool,
Right.
and being uncool is not helpful. Whereas the nerd or the goof, I know this well
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I am one. You
Doesn't
get
mind out.
Yeah, you don't mind as much because you're still
You're being
getting,
goofy anyway,
You're still
yeah.
getting attention. You know.
Oh yeah, like when we laugh at Tommy, he
eats
likes
it up.
it.
He eats it up,
We
yeah.
laugh at Max, he runs off. He's mad. For instance,
Nailed it. Nailed it.
we were playing poker the other night, and he's real serious. And then, like Tommy will stop playing and want to go draw, but Max is in and gets real
like his old man.
Oh, so it's super competitive.
yeah, it's competitive. So it's funny, which is to see the certain traits. Like Tommy doesn't really care win or lose.
Yeah.
Max, he lives or dies by win or lose, and we're trying to teach him like,
Go
Oh,
punch
he's
his-
going to be one of those kids that throws the controller at the screen.
Oh,
Yeah,
you'll go
yeah, yeah.
or like his dad
So-
punch a refrigerator when he
Yeah.
loses a bet.
And so when he's playing poker, and I remember the one time we were laughing at him. So he accidentally put down his cards, but they were face up, and we're like, Max, your cards are up, and then he's like, oh, and then he covered his own eyes. And, you know what I'm saying? And then me and Crystal started laughing.
Oh, you scarred him
How
good.
dare you
Yeah.
embarrass Max?
Oh, you're so stupid.
That little boy.
No, because it was funny. Like,
It is funny.
Yeah, but you're laughing at him because it was dumb.
Yes,
I
yes.
know.
But he got
that-
mad.
Oh, yeah.
I would too.
He wanted to, like,
Maisie-
flip the
Maisie gets
table.
mad.
Yeah.
If you laugh at him and you're like, you're so stupid.
No, we didn't say
No,
that.
but I mean, like, that's the
Yes,
feeling.
oh,
Of course,
yeah,
yeah,
That's
that's
the
what I'm saying,
feeling.
yeah.
It's like, Max, your cards are up. We can see him, and then he covers his own eyes.
Because
It's so
freaking out,
cute,
yeah.
and it's so cute. And then you're like, you are dumb, and then
That's how it feels, yeah.
it does feel.
He was hurt personally.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy, we can make fun of him all day. We're like, look at you, you look like a stick bug. You like a human bird.
Leave him alone.
and then he just does the
Yeah, he's like,
dance.
and then you're like, there it is. You took the power away.
Okay, yeah. Also, he thinks whatever, if laugh's a laugh, even if you're laughing with me or
He
at me.
ain't wrong.
Which I kind of feel like too. Like I like to be laughed at or with, or
Yeah.
it doesn't matter to me. It's
I'm
like,
a little
you're
more of a
laughing.
Max. There's a little more of an ego
Yeah,
tie in
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
You pull my pants down. You see my ding dong, and I'm running. I'm crying. I'm in the back of Home Depot bathroom. I'll never come out. I'll stay there the rest of my life. You're like, come out. We were just playing a prank on you. I'm like, nope. I'm gonna kill myself in here.
So I don't know what it is if like whatever the cool gene is doesn't work well with the funny gene. I mean, sometimes you can be cool and funny, but it's
People
hard to be
try to
cool and
do it.
goofy. You can't be cool
Right.
and also goofy. And,
There have been people that tried, but the experiments go horribly wrong. I'll give you an example. Dane Cook. Cool and funny. You push it together, then
He was
eventually.
pretty goofy, though.
No, but you look at him now and you look at his face, that's what happens.
Ooh.
The cool and goofy
What
starts
happened?
fighting its way out of his body. Like,
what happened to his face?
oh, man. It just doesn't. It looks
It's like Garfield-y. It's like big and
Puffy?
tight.
Oh,
It's
you got Botox.
You know what?
yeah.
Yeah, it does look Botox.
You explained it perfectly. He looks like a human Garfield adult.
He started Botox, so he
No,
got
I'm
too
kidding.
often.
I'm making a bad
He looks a little bloated, but then also like tight bloat. Kind of like we were talking about on the BDM show about the bellies.
The red brown.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's his face.
Florida Red Brown.
Yeah, I think that is Botox because like that's what Botox does.
Maybe he got filler in his cheeks or something.
I don't. It's just I think about
'Cause
that, and then
he was always a good-looking guy.
Yeah, he was always a good-looking guy.
Which makes me think that as he aged, he wanted to keep that,
and he's like super tan.
and then did some work, and then after a
well,
while,
that's your
when-
ego gets involved. It would
Yeah.
be
How old
better
is,
if
is he in his 50s now?
yeah,
Probably,
he's got to
right?
be a little older than me.
So you start getting wrinkles, you start getting Botox, and then if you do it like
Only 49.
there's a sweet spot where like if you start doing it too frequently, you get puffy, and then it looks a little weird. You're like, why does your face look like a lion?
Yeah,
You know, like
it's very off-putting to me.
There's an article that says what happened to Dane Cook's face.
Yeah, there's articles about like I always feel
That
bad for
happens.
the people that have the articles about their faces. Renee Zellweger has one of those.
Yeah.
That's not fair. And you see, I'm the one that made the joke. I should be ashamed of myself.
Because you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you
start aging, then people are going to
Look
talk
how
crap.
old you are.
well, they're gonna be like, look what happened to his face. He
So
got old.
old, yeah.
But that's, I guess you kind of get used to it being a celebrity, right? It's like you once you're a celebrity, everybody just talks about the way you look.
Well, the only reason I thought of him is I was trying to think of somebody that would be considered both funny and cool.
Yeah,
Tom Hanks.
He could do comedy, but he's not necessarily
Dave Chappelle, funny and
goofy.
cool?
Dave Chappelle is funny and cool, but not goofy. He's very.
Is he really cool? Okay,
But he's kind of goofy on his show.
he was. I'm going to throw this out there, and don't dumb old man me, because I'm younger than Chappelle, but still, I'm throwing it out there. Is it cool to wear an army jumpsuit with a tiny red C on it? Do we just think that's cool because he's the best that's ever done it?
Yeah. I think,
Or are people that look at that and go, that's not cool, right?
I'm sure.
I think it's cool because at this point he's so big.
He does what he wants.
That whatever he does, you have to assume it's cool because he's setting the trend of cool.
Paul Rudd is cool. That's from the chat room, twitch.tv/Tom
No.
He's cool.
He's a nerd, dude.
But I think it's cool that he stays himself. I don't think he tries
Yeah, just
very
because you're
hard.
good looking doesn't mean you're cool.
Okay,
I'm saying, like,
all right, maybe
Yeah,
I'm wrong on that.
I wouldn't say he's cool.
Jason Momoa. That's cool. Sorry. He's
Not
cool.
funny.
Not funny, right.
Yeah.
He's
Not
good
funny.
looking,
You're correct.
muscular.
You're correct.
Like he's cool looking person.
Like Kit Harington from Game of Thrones, right?
Don't know who that is.
Jon Snow. He's cool.
Yeah,
Not funny.
yeah.
I
he was
see him-
terrible in SNL.
I see. He was.
Yeah.
He's not funny.
But I think a lot of times they put these actors on a show like SNL, and they're good actors, but they're not good improv. They're not comedians. They're not good on stage in front of people. They're really good at their craft, and then it's like that shows when you get on SNL, right?
It does.
And then we all get mad, and they're like, "Why aren't you funny?" And but that's not what these people do.
Yeah.
They're just unbelievable actors.
Every morning when I wake up, I watch the Elon Musk Wario sketch. That's how I start my day. That's how I start my day. I love it. I love Elon Musk and the
He is
Wario.
definitely not cool.
It's awesome.
Anti-cool.
But him in the Wario costume is cool.
It's cool that he did that,
It
but
is
I don't
cool.
even think he knew what the hell
No,
he was
he's
doing.
like, what am I wearing?
He's so Asperger's.
I know,
He's like, I'll leave it up to you. They just dressed him up.
When I see him in that costume, it looks like they're playing a prank on a special needs person.
Well.
That's what it looks like.
It's cool
It
that-
looks like they're like, put this on and just walk out.
Yeah,
and then everyone's like, ah!
At least he was.
What about Jack Black? The chat room, Juan in the Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live.
He's not that.
He
He's not
suggested
cool.
Jack Black in a
Yeah.
rock band.
but it's a nerd rock band.
Yeah. He's.
Um,
I'm saying.
but I mean, it's good.
Like Jack
it's good
Bla-
music.
I'm not saying it's bad music.
he knows
He's very
Dave Grohl.
talented.
But he's cool now because of his career. Jack Black wasn't born cool. He was born goofy.
He's a
born,
theater kid, wasn't
I
he?
believe so,
he was
yeah.
born a doughy, a theater nerd.
I think he was a theater nerd. I
And-
saw him on Mr. Show first. That's where I saw him.
he's worked-
He was bald. He shaved his head.
He's worked his way to cool now as an adult.
But is he only cool because people love his comedy?
Well, his success, the fact that he's super funny and then talented and stuff, that all plays into it. But I'm saying, like, Max was born with a cool vibe, and I'm saying most people are born with that cool gene that I'm calling it or whatever. Hard for them to be goofy and funny. It just doesn't come natural to them, you know?
It doesn't.
Like it does to Tommy for whatever reason, or for you, for anybody who's naturally funny.
I was always funny and cool, and I know that that's not. I know you don't find that very often, but it was really hard for me to pick one because I excelled in so many different directions. I'm kind of like a
marching band. The land switchboard operator. You're into Christian.
Yeah, not cool.
You're building homes for Native Americans.
Don't forget, I was also in the puppet show worship team.
Oh my god!
Puppet show worship team.
Hold on. I don't want to be a D-head to you.
Oh,
but
be it.
Everybody on the show now. So Butler, Samantha, me, and Daniel.
I think you got to throw Tony in there just to save me from being last place.
Oh, man,
What are we-
Tony, Eric, Merchman.
Okay,
Are
yeah.
we nerd rating? What are we doing?
Do I get the
biggest
highest?
nerd.
Do I get the highest nerd rating?
Dad, I don't know. Well, Tony grew up in like Brooklyn.
But
He
I
may have
might
been-
get it now because I still play video games. I might get it now, but you still play video games too, so I'm throwing you under the bus.
Like, it's impossible to know
Butler
whether.
has Star Wars tattoos all over his body.
That's true.
He's a nerd
And he
now.
makes toys all day.
yeah, and a
He's
Banksy.
basically an elf.
He's an elf.
Yeah. He's a nerd
Wait,
now.
I'm basically an elf.
But I
Hold
think-
on.
Oh my God, Butler's my dad.
But Butler growing up, I think he was a good-looking kid, and
I
he
saw
See,
his
that's the
headshot.
difference, right? He was always the
Good-looking
nerd,
nerd.
but because he wasn't an ugly nerdo,
He had an easy life.
He had
he had
easier.
the
Yeah.
confidence and he had it easier.
Easy life.
he was able to get girls.
I
He
saw
was
his
able to-
headshot. He was I mean, he still is, but his headshot. You look at that kid and you're like, oh my God, this
Yeah, I
guy's
know.
on Different Strokes. Like he's famous.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
looked like he has that look of like a famous kid,
So
right?
Yeah,
that's what
that's what saved him.
I'm sure he had more friends, more girls, and then let him. He was always a
I
nerd.
bet there was a time though. There was a time when Butler harnessed his power and he was just running through it. You know there was.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. Well, no, he got married early. Like he'd been with
No,
his
I'm
wife
saying right before that he
I
must
think in
have.
high school, though,
I think he
there
felt his
was a
power.
little
Maybe
bit
not.
of-
Maybe because he's always been a nerd.
No, but there's
So-
always that scene in Superman where he learns how to, he uses his breath and blows a barn down or something. You always got to test it out.
I don't think he fully harnessed the power because of his
Ooh.
nerddom.
I fully harnessed the power of my
also
comedy. I'll tell you
on,
that. I was
checking
walking
off,
through it.
Who's the nerd here? He also still wears condoms as a grown man that's been married. So that's a part of the
Well,
nerd.
he's definitely a nerd now.
Yeah.
But
You're saying that
he was never not though. is what
you're
I'm
right.
saying.
He was born.
but he wasn't band nerd, and that's pretty damn
he was
nerd.
born a nerd, just good looking nerd. Never born cool.
And I was born a short, horribly disfigured nerd.
Definitely the worst one of them.
Yeah, I'm the exact
He plays
opposite
the
of.
didgeridoo.
Yeah. No, I know. Listen, Butler.
Yeah,
is,
but my dad
Butler's
held
the
me
big-
over a cliff and decided whether or not to keep me.
Butler's the biggest nerd now. By
Yes.
far, on the scale.
Correct.
Yeah, but I'm like
Correct.
Younger high school.
He's talking about from origin.
What about high school nerd?
That's
You
me.
might be the least nerd growing up in high school.
But
for
you're the
sure.
most nerd now.
You're
Yeah,
pretty nerd.
but
No,
I wasn't
you're not the
popular.
most nerd now. You're very nerd now, though.
I wasn't popular in high school.
But you weren't a nerd either.
I wasn't a nerd, but I basically
I was a nerd,
The no
but
You were
name.
like the outlier.
No one even knew I was there. I just flew.
You're just non-existent.
Yeah. I was
Oh my
like,
God!
you know,
If I was
Is that worse?
invisible,
Is that worse than nerd?
I think it is not mattering.
It is- well, it is-
not mattering is worse
because
than nerd.
at least the nerds are involved into like the groups. But
that's not what we're fighting about. We're fighting
they're in
about-
chess club, or they're in the clubs, and the.
We're fighting about who's the most nerd in high school, and I think
It
that
probably was you.
Might be me because I'll give you the rundown for me.
band.
I was in international baccalaureate. I was in IB program. I eventually dropped out, but I'm just saying I started in IB. I National Honor Society.
I almost screamed Balky. When you said baccalaureate. At first, I have
International
no.
baccalaureate.
I'm so stupid. I have no
IB.
idea what that means.
I was in Honor Society.
Yeah.
I was in Key Club. I was in band.
Yeah.
Section leader of the drum line.
Yeah.
And let's see. I'm trying to give you more fire.
Oh, yeah, well, that's it. Yeah,
no,
that's
I was
all
in
I
other.
needed.
I was in other clubs too. You know, like there were like other.
Yeah, you didn't drink, smoke.
No.
Yeah.
No, not really. Not until like
I didn't either in high school.
junior, senior. No.
Straight edge, bro.
Junior, senior year. Probably dabbled more than
I was in TV production.
a nerd.
Yeah.
That's pretty nerd. Were you the only girl?
No, but the other girls only wanted to be the on-camera girls.
Right, and you were
I was
punk
doing
rock
the stuff in
tomboy,
the
right?
background. Yeah, the first day of the news, I went on with Mohawk, and then they asked me not to do it anymore.
Oh.
I mean, when was that? I was like-
is Samantha with your weather.
2003, 2004.
Oh yeah, I mean, you think at that time like they'd be more progressive, or like, oh, this student has a mohawk. Still no.
The punks in my high school at the time were like nerds.
yeah,
People didn't like us.
Well, punks typically, I think.
we were the weirdos.
'Cause
I
what
think
high
punks
school was
typically
it?
go that
Cypress
direction.
Creek.
Where is that?
South Florida.
Oh,
Not
Sa-
South Florida. South Orlando, sorry.
South Orlando.
It's almost to Kissimmee.
Yeah. So, like that's still a more rural. Place rather than it's like not a big city.
Right.
So like I feel like you know, in in the big city, like a punk rock kid would have more clout than near Kissimmee, right? It's still like there's still farmland nearby.
Yeah. Well, they get like the punk rock city kids are the coolest kids because they can get to shows. You can just walk or ride your bike, or if you live in the country and happen to like rock music or punk rock, especially, or hip hop, even, right? The city is the source for most music. So if you're like a hip hop or a punk rock dude, I mean, good luck if you're in the Midwest.
And if you grew up in a city, you are probably
think you're cooler by just.
You probably have more or have had more responsibility growing up as far as like riding public transit.
It's more dangerous, I believe, yeah.
And then like just navigating around the city, you would use public transit at a younger age and therefore maybe have more responsibility than some kid that lives in the sticks.
I used to believe that, but I think now more than ever, just based on the conversations you and I have, I believe that's a good portion of that's in the blood. Because Maisie knows how to come and go in our house, the codes to everything, security system, how to open the door, stuff like that. She's very independent. I haven't told her that. I haven't taught her that. I don't want her to be that. I don't want that. It's exactly the opposite of what I want. It's the opposite of what I want.
That's ingrained.
And it's just there.
Yeah.
It's just there because she wants to be on her own. She wants to have the codes to things. She wants to come and go as she pleases. She wants to ride her bike to school right now and have me stand at my house and just watch, which I could do. Mm-hmm. But I'm not ready for that yet.
I was talking to my sister. She was holding the flashlight while I was changing the trailer hub.
Oh, right on.
And I was talking to my sister about how
every Sunday you guys do like a brother-sister car project.
How she... like she was talking about her daughter, my niece, and
she's pretty independent, right?
In like 5 years or 6 years or something like that, she would be able to get her driver's license. I'm like, oh my god! And then I was saying, like, man, kids these days, they're not getting their driver's license when they turn 16, and then she was like, I don't know why, and I was like, well. If you think, like, look how expensive a car payment and insurance and gas and maintenance and stuff, and then how much would it be to just Uber everywhere? If you put car payment, gas, insurance, what is that? Even a cheaper car payment. I mean, all those combined, $650, $700 a month. Right?
Yeah.
With maintenance, and then you look at if you Uber everywhere. I mean, let's say you're not, you're going on the weekends.
Prices are going up now, though.
True, but it's at least half, even if you Ubered every weekend to and from places. You know what I'm saying? Like during the week, kids, like high school kids, you got the internet, so you could talk to and communicate with your friends online, right? Like I was telling my sister, I was like, I don't blame them because there's not a reason. Like back when we were growing up. You literally had to leave your house, either that or phone, to go see people or to experience anything. With the internet, Also, you could see things live. For instance, like going to parties or...
You can weigh it out.
Yeah, like...
you can look at it and be like, it looks kind of lame.
I remember going to parties in high school where we had no idea what we were showing up to until we got there, and then most of the time they were lame. It was just people hanging out in someone's backyard.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm going to disagree with you a little bit.
Yeah.
Only because I think it was the actual feeling... The anticipation of the party that made those parties good. Because once you got the map, or once somebody like called you and said, it's off...
The excitement.
I remember hearing like, that's off old Park Road, and you drive out there. It was fun, man. Like, I'm glad that I did that rather than getting the text from my buddy Jonathan. I look at it, and it just says... It's lame.
Right.
Coming to your house. You know what I mean? Like, at least I got off my ass.
True. And I always, say that going and experiencing things are better, but that just maybe because that's how I grew up.
Yeah,
and that's how every generation of
reality now.
Like staying, being online and get to, hang out or talk to friends, see anything you want. Like, there's just, we didn't have any of that. So you're forced to get in your car and drive somewhere. Yeah.
Also, the independence issue, then, I guess kids don't feel the same way. For me, getting my car gave me, when I got my little Volkswagen Rabbit, it gave me, like, the ability to just... I don't know, there was like a feeling, and I don't think kids have that feeling, but there was this feeling of like, I can do anything I want now, I felt so empowered.
Well, also you can't get away with anything because, like, I'm sure a lot of parents like can have the tracking on their kids' phones enabled. I know Crystal will, just so she can see where, you know what I'm saying. So you can't hide like you could before, right?
Yeah.
Or like some of your friends are social media, like putting stuff on social media. Like they're gone are the days really where you could take off and tell your parents one thing and do a thing throughout the whole day. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to go.
You know, I never did that.
I went to the beach where, like, I remember.
I didn't either, buddy. Trust me.
I never did that.
I wasn't going anywhere.
I never did that one time. I never told my parents I was going one place and going to another place. I was always so afraid, not that I would get in trouble, because I did get in trouble a lot. I was more afraid that something catastrophic would happen to me or to them. And I wouldn't be able to like get back to them or see them.
That wraps up the nerds.
But that's also the
nerd segment.
yeah. Also the anxiety too. You've been an anxiety man your whole life. You know, I literally just take off. I remember we went to Orlando. I told my mom that I was gonna be over a friend's house in Miami. I went to Orlando and stayed over here overnight, and then went back to Miami without telling my parents.
That's crazy.
Anyway, bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom. So, just like Coco Brown started a company selling her
CBD treats
online, I think that whole thing plays into my concept of the internet spreading things out a lot. And so, like in this scenario, so she's a stand-up and then also does a bunch of TV and movies, right? Mm-hmm. So with this other addition to this other revenue source or company, she's going to have to put some time to that company, right?
Yeah,
no matter what.
She got to do something.
Like some people could just put their name on it, but she's obviously not doing that. So that is going to inevitably, because you only have 100% of your time, right? So a chunk of it is going to go to her company, which will take away from either stand-up or movies, right?
Right.
Which will cause an employee deficit in that sense where she's not doing one of those jobs, right?
Okay.
And I think that
so that's the shift we're feeling right now?
Well, just like people can do it with Uber or like some sort of gig job or make money. It's just like the internet has made the ability for you to make money and everybody to make money, and that is taken away a certain amount of the jobs, or you know the
corporate jobs.
Yeah, the reason people need jobs.
It ties right into this right here.
That's a portion of it, at least. It seems to me.
This is perfectly on topic because we've been kicking this around. Let's try this.
Hey guys, Radio Shack Justin here. In the vein of the discussion about what side gigs people run and what is the best gig, I had one that was pretty effective in college and through my 20s. I was 19 in college, and that was probably about 2004, I think. I was able to apply for and qualify for a home loan and bought a house near UCF. It ended up being great and somewhat unorthodox long-term side gig because what I would do is while working and in college, I would simply find similar age folks looking for a place to live, and we just talk them into moving in with me and renting out a room to them, and we'd all just split utilities. So, like, as a 20-something person, it's hard to afford any mortgages that range from, like, $1,200 to $1,500. But if I split it amongst 4 total college kids, it worked out great. Because then you're only paying $400 or $500 a month, while 3 other folks are paying the rest of your mortgage and utilities. And you move out, you rent into a family 4 years later, you buy another house, the same thing. Of course, when you're in your late 20s, it becomes a poor option to try to live with 2 or 3 other adults, and you have to drop that scenario, just kind of live with your spouse and yourself. But however, in the interim, I was able to buy 3 houses, completely pay off 1, and so I hand it off to you to key the conversation on what you think is the best side gig you've ever heard of. I'll hang up and listen.
I can't go wrong with a real estate side gig. I mean, if you're buying a house to pay for a house and buying another one to pay for one off in full, and then you've got one house that's almost paid for, one that you're paying, and the one that's fully paid, I don't know, man. I don't know if it gets much better than that. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I know some people that have just done this throughout their whole life, like buying houses and renting them out, like slowly but surely.
That was the plan for me when I bought my first house at the age of 23 years of age.
And then
I did not do that.
It is pretty sweet when they're old and retired or like in their 50s and they have like 7 different rental incomes
Yeah,
coming in,
that's
and the
cool.
houses are paid off. It's like, man, that's a pretty steady flow of income now that'll never really go anywhere.
Also, housing's
You know.
completely different now. Like at the time that I could purchase a home when I was that young, I had hit the sweet spot of having a decent job at a very young age that I'd been working on.
Yeah.
And the house, like I bought my house new for $90,000. You can't do that.
No,
Not anymore, no.
No, that's this dumb old man stuff now, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't do that now. But had I never done that early, I probably wouldn't be like I wouldn't have my house I have now because I kind of traded up, all the time. I'd like bounce up, kind of.
People are gun shy over after the housing recession. Like
It's
screwed
different,
a
man.
lot of people. I remember during that time, people were buying houses like crazy, and then like I buy a house, and then 2 weeks later, it's worth $100,000 more. Then I sell it, and then buy another. Like that was going on, which was obviously totally out of whack, and then obviously all the loans that they were given were bad and stuff. But people, because of foreclosures and all, like, and then people had to foreclose on like 3 of the houses, claim bankruptcy, and all this stuff that people get gun shy with buying property again. I remember.
I don't know if you can tell this, but I've had so much caffeine today that I want to spray puke in your face.
Wow.
I saw you.
I was just sitting there and I had a wave of caffeine go over me. I was like, am I going to spray puke?
So the side rental income is good. It's not the best though, because you still have to deal with
tenants.
the tenants.
Yeah.
Which I assume.
And repairs. The tenants may be okay, especially
Well-
if they're old teen girls.
People hire management companies, and then so you could, you take that off your plate, where the management company deals with.
Yeah,
the
but they
tenants
charge
and-
a lot, dude.
They charge a
I
percentage.
know some guys that do that management
Yeah.
gig, and they always talk about how easy it is, and they're just raping their the people that do it.
Well, for the people that do it, they don't have to deal with nothing, and they don't want to do.
Yeah,
like,
but the
I
price
would-
is too much. I think that I would be dumb old man on that, and I would be like, I can do it.
It's a percentage.
It's too much.
Although I know people that do it themselves, and I'm like, man, that seems like a pain in the ass. Like you're.
I think Jimmy used to do it himself
Yeah,
when
you're-
he had rental properties. Jim Colbert.
Oh, I went to one of them, and he took a gun and put it in his butt ass.
Well, I
because
would
I was
too.
like, well, how
I
bad
would
is this
too.
neighborhood? Also, aren't these your clients? Are you afraid of them? Are you afraid of the neighborhood? I don't want to wait in the
No,
car now.
you never know when
And you
things are
took the
gonna go
gun
wrong.
out of the car, and you're taking it with you.
The only reason
I don't
he
have
said-
a gun.
I'm
He's
the-
more paranoid than I am.
I know. Yeah, I was like, well, you don't need this gun.
Wow. You guys are on this. You're cut from the same. I can feel that. All
yeah.
right. Interesting.
Yeah, a small town.
I carry a gun just in here.
Florida
Well, I haven't been
paranoia.
carrying it this week.
I feel safer in the hood than I do in Baldwin
I
Park.
have not been carrying my gun here because Butler hasn't been here this week.
Right,
If anybody's going to freak out, it's going to be him.
True.
And before you think it's some sort of concealed weapons permit, I don't have that. It's a sawed-off shotgun. I think it's legal.
You just put it under
a
your
lot
seat.
of electrical tape on it.
As long as you have the clip out and it's in a gun bag, 3 steps. That's
Yeah.
all you do. That's what I remember listening.
Leonard Skinner did tell me, give me 3 steps.
I have an unconventional weapon. It's really just a fake cast with a shotgun in it, and I have to pretend my leg is broken to shoot people.
Oh, Machine Gun Leg.
Yeah,
Like,
like-
what was that movie?
Oh, the Quentin Tarantino,
Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, when they.
Planet Terror? Is that it?
Yeah. I think you got it right.
Here's the best side gig.
Okay.
And the sweetest money is what is it? Not residual, but what's when
Passive income.
No, when you're an actor,
Royalties.
a royalty check in the mail. For like
It's not really a side gig, though. That's already your gig. It's just in your contract.
Yes, but I count it as a side gig because you don't really know, like, it's part of like you get it on a sitcom or whatever, and then you're like, you get paid for that, and then it gets super popular,
but it's
and
only
it gets
good if you're
syndicated
like-
in Brazil, and you get that money for every place that gets syndicated. You get a check in the mail every
But
month.
that's a hard one. I mean, wouldn't you need to be like if you're I don't know mailman number 2 on
They don't
Hawaii
get-
5-0?
They don't get paid that.
Yeah,
way.
I'm just saying you're not going to get much. You'd have to be like the
A voice-
main
well,
guy.
Not even the main. You could be a smaller character part. I mean, there's
Cameo. Cameo is the sweetest side gig.
Yeah.
But that you have to do work though.
Not really. It's nothing though. It's
It is nothing, but it's still. I'm
Well,
saying check in the mail every
work
month
is-
for nothing.
What about
That's
like
pretty good.
sponsorships on social media in general, i.e., Instagram sponsorships, TikTok sponsorships?
You still have to do
I don't
burn
see-
some calories.
The only one I've seen, I don't see a lot of those. There's a band that I follow out of, I want to say Canada. There's like a heavier guy that has an amazing voice. He's a great singer, and then they look really, really young. And then I saw them they do what you like. They do their own ads. So you have to come to them. They don't go through Instagram. They don't go through TikTok or anything like that. They'll we'll make it on our own, then we'll put it on our TikTok. And that's how they do their ads. It's very interesting. They've got like 3 million followers or something like that. But it's interesting to see them want to do all the things that we already did with a whole older media form.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, though. It's all the same thing. It's like they're just like, why are you getting a cut of that TikTok? We'll do it ourselves and put it on there, and then
Right.
we'll get all the money.
Yeah, and we make way more.
Exactly.
And develop the relationship with the
Yes.
advertiser, which is way more
It's
valuable.
old school, new school. It's a blend of both. It's old school, new school. It's the old school that our dads did. It's the business that they did with handshakes and promising things to people and never backing out on your word, right?
What's interesting about these, speaking of old school, new school, like this whole discussion.
Well, that's how your dad did business, right? I mean, if he's going to fix somebody's boat, it's a handshake, and he'd put his gun in his butt ass. I mean, my dad too. That's how they did business. It was man-to-man relationship business. It wasn't.
How many times they get screwed over though?
There were
I
times.
don't know.
There were times. Yes.
that was back in the 80s, you didn't tell your wife when you made a mistake.
Right.
And
No,
that's where we screwed it up. And that's where I
By the
screwed it up
way-
big time.
By the way, the story about my dad coming home with our safety deposit box in the back of the car with all the money that we had, he'd emptied the bank account.
Yeah.
That was one of the times where he was trying to lie to Mom. Like, she wasn't supposed to know it was in the trunk. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he's right. Tom's exactly right. Florida, old real Florida men, they only buy gold for their old lady. And they don't tell her when things are going sideways with the family.
No, you don't. You never say any mistake you made.
No, you just go fix it.
I've made the horrible mistake of making an entire career of talking about all my mistakes and joking around about them and telling Crystal where she does not trust.
You have no way out.
She does not trust me to do anything. This boat bearing thing that I've been screaming about.
You're
for
still
the
working on it?
I'm still working on it.
Oh.
I'll bitch about it, but
Just
no
call
one's here.
Neil. Can we just call Neil?
No, I got it. I
Captain
figured it
Neil.
out. I got it now. I know everything about bearings.
Captain Neil,
you
he'll
want,
come
you want your
over-
bearings fixed? I'll do it.
He'll come
I
over
know
in his
everything.
Speedo and his lime green Crocs, and he'll have that thing.
Pull your trailer up. I'll change your bearings right now. I just need
Hey, you
a,
got
How much you charge, bro?
the race
I
tool.
want
That's
one.
your side gig now.
Oh, you bought the race tool?
Well, based on the time it takes me, $8,000.
Oh my God.
So
Buy a new trailer.
it takes me a minute. Anyway,
God.
she does not trust that
Mm-hmm.
what I'm doing is right, and she fully. I see it in her eyes. She fully believes that the wheels will fall off this boat and our family will die.
I mean, I can't disagree with it.
You know, hot and terrifying. That's all I'm going to say.
To try and make you feel
She
better.
100% expects to die.
Wow.
At your hand.
Because
At your
of,
hand.
because of what I've done.
Inadvertently.
Yeah, by accident. She
yes.
don't think I mean to do it.
No,
but she
no.
thinks I've
That's
done
at least
something.
15 years down the road is when you guys get into the fight,
Yeah.
and you hit your head, or she hits her head on the curb.
She
as
believes-
you guys are walking away from Buffalo Wild Wings.
She has no trust that what I've done is
Yeah.
right.
Whoa,
That's
has
it.
there ever been a time when there was trust being built?
Well, I've done some things where I just don't talk about the good
You
things.
need,
I'm
to,
not.
She
you need
know
to
about
rub her
'em.
face in the good things.
Yeah, you got to remind her about
You
the
got to
good
remind her of the good stuff. I do that with Andrea every morning when we wake up. I look at her and I go, I used to be attractive. I'm mildly successful, still sort of funny. Gave you a daughter, huh? Got to remind her of the good things.
I've degraded a lot of those. Yeah. I'm trying
Has
to
the
think of
kid
what I could
thing
even
burned
ask.
out for us yet? The fact that we did give our wives, we sired, just
Some
top
kids.
top tier
I feel like
babies. We make top tier babies.
But my wife doesn't give me that much credit for that because she's like,
You got to
just-
show her the science.
Yeah, but she's like, you just provided the seed, which
Yeah.
you waste millions of every day. So it's nothing to you. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if
or it's
if
everything to me. I'm spreading it everywhere.
If Elon Musk gives me $5, I don't care. You know,
Right.
I'll be mad that he only gave me
Well,
$5.
have him sign
Yes.
it. Have him sign it. Then it's worth more than $5. You got to start looking on the positive side, buddy.
I'm signing Wario.
I still watch that, dude. Elon Musk Wario for life is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
So
You want to jump into a voicemail? I mean,
Yeah.
I threw one in there and threw you for a loop. I apologize. I'll throw one.
You guys
else in
did
there.
see that OnlyFans backed down, right?
No,
really?
Oh yeah, a week later they said, "Hey, my bad, guys. We're gonna let you guys keep banging on the internets on our platform."
really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think that's a victory.
It is. Well,
that-
maybe, but a lot of the creators got mad, so they're all like, "Screw you, we're leaving and going somewhere else."
Well,
anyway.
they probably
No.
try to find other businesses.
Oh, for sure.
And
They already have.
Well, that's fine, but if you're a creator and you're gonna die on that hill, just make sure you don't die on it before you know that all your OnlyFans people have disconnected their Only. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure they're giving them a heads up because they weren't going to change until October
Right,
anyway.
but so most people probably haven't abandoned ship. So I mean, it'd be kind of stupid to say,
you
take
just-
one of these with you.
I mean,
well, you still got-
thousands of people did last week when they announced.
That's true.
it.
But you still got
Oh,
your
man.
subscribers on OnlyFans,
Right.
which is hard to get them to re-sign up for a different
correct.
thing.
That's my point.
But it's bizarre that they even made the statement because they knew they were going to get backlash. Like they have a lot of customers that use it and make their money through that
Yeah.
that way. So it's weird that they caved from the backlash they must have anticipated.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question because this seems to come up a lot, and I'm dead serious when I ask this.
Yeah.
I believe that OnlyFans never intended to pull the switch on pornographic material unless when they said we were doing it, the world said, yeah, it's okay. They weighed the backlash just like it's the same thing as the Sonic. Remember Sonic?
You think it's a marketing
but it's
stunt?
almost like hive mentality. It's like we'll put it out there, see what everybody thinks, but we won't fully commit to it.
Well, it's weird, though.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
way that they lose in this scenario, I mean, yeah, they might lose some people that say, like, oh, knee-jerk reaction, we're out of here. Okay, that's fine. There's plenty of people that want to take that space. They'll
Yeah,
be just
yeah.
fine. It's like Sonic. You put it out there, you test the waters, you get the backlash, oh, this is what we got to change. Oh, these content creators are really pissed off at us. This isn't going to bode well for our money.
What's weird,
That's
though,
what it seems like they did,
is,
right?
of course, like you
Well,
would-
it's all about the banks.
That's yeah. There's a couple things. First is like, of course, like you're going to get everybody who makes their money mad that you're now going to stop that money flow because essentially
Right.
you're saying no more pornographic material. If that's all you did, then for sure they're not going to change their material.
No.
That's all they got. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like-
That's what they provide.
Yeah,
That's
like
the service they provide.
The
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
that I thought, like most beautiful women on there and men that were like if you were just like a single provider, let's say, where you're just doing not pornography but just nudes, and you happen to be very attractive, you would be fine. The thing that I knew
Like a
people,
Tracy.
yeah, the people that I knew people were going to be pissed off, or the I call them douche couples, and there's a lot of them where the guy is like an MMA douche bro, and the girl is like a hot MMA douchette, and then they bang on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these. If you go on there, there's these couples. They're like porno couples,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
they're together and they're monogamous and it's their thing. But they're like they have douche sex all around the world, and then you subscribe to it. But if they take that, like Tom's saying, it's all they have. So
yeah.
if you take that away, oh man, a lot of monster energy being thrown at drywall.
My point is, like, to then retract it, it tells me that they didn't assume that a bunch of people on their platform were going to be pissed that they were.
No, it seems like they got a different deal, either maybe having different backers as far as the banks, or they worked out a deal with the banks.
Okay.
It says Wednesday, the company said it secured
Wednesday
assurances
collects.
necessary to support our diverse creator community, suggesting that it has new agreements with banks to pay OnlyFans content creators, including those who share sexually explicit material. An OnlyFans spokesperson declined to say which bank or banks it has new or
Okay, hold on. I
bet it's TD
payment
Bank.
processing agreements with.
It's TD Bank.
Maybe this is the old school. Okay, follow
yeah,
me. This.
Give it to me.
So it's the old school, like you use the announcement and the publicity of the announcement
to put some weight on them?
or no, to get or find other businesses willing to
Right.
do business with you. So, like for
Oh,
instance,
this is called I Need a Fog Machine for my son's Halloween.
so it's like basically it's talking about it through the media to see if you can get any other. So
Because it kind of did throw their hands of like, hey,
We can't
not,
do this.
not really our choice. These banks are not allowing us to pay
That's
the creators
exactly what they
out.
did,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's essentially like imagine if iHeart told us like well, you can't do we're not going to
You can't do your podcast while you're on this radio show.
or something. We did that already. But
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm saying,
News story.
What if they started telling us like you can't do something if you're broadcasting on the air, and we all want to do it, and our listeners want it, right? So then we don't have like there's no other radio station that will talk to us or whatever. So this like we put it out there like, hey, we can't do Bird Wednesday anymore
So
because
starting
iHeart says
October 1st.
Now you guys know why Bird Wednesday
Yeah,
went
so
away.
starting October 1st, unless we
Yeah.
find a different way to broadcast Bird Wednesday is officially done on
and
October
then
1st.
and all listeners
hurts.
and everybody's mad about it,
Yes.
but then some other radio station hears it because the publicity and like, wait, we'll take
We'll
you,
do it,
we'll let you
yeah.
do Bird Wednesday.
yeah. Then the
that
wolf,
could be
the
it.
wolf's
That-
like, we need Bird
I
Wednesday.
think that's
That's
exactly
it.
what happened.
That's what happened. We
You
figured
and
it
Sam
out.
figured it out.
We should go into business together.
All right.
Yeah. OnlyFans. You
hard.
guys should get an OnlyFans.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know what that means.
No, it's called Only Scams.
Only Sam's. I don't want to see you
No,
on there.
Scams
Yeah.
with a
I'll,
C.
I'll be in the background.
In embarrassing. Back to the beginning. Cyclical.
All right. Bye bye. Really?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I wonder with all these
Damn.
moves, it's
That kind of sucks for Arsenal.
yeah. Is it just they're getting to the age, kind of like Tom Brady?
They can do whatever they want.
Well, that and also there's how many more years do you have?
Not much.
Yeah. You're talking like 5, or
maybe
less.
a little more if you decide to come to America, but it still is a step down to come to America.
Well, yeah, and I'm saying your peak performance is behind him, right? It's like he's not gonna come up. He's not gonna get better. He could maybe maintain and slow decline, but
Yeah.
like
Both of
that's
them.
where you're at right
Lionel
now.
Messi and Ronaldo. Yeah, both of them are. I mean, I guess you'd have to say they have peaked already, right?
Yeah.
And they're just maintaining a really high level at this point.
Yeah, or on the decline, even with like Tom Brady, he's not as good as he always was. You won a Super Bowl, but if you look at all his stats, they've been on the decline, just like every human.
It was interesting how they kind of addressed that in the new Madden video game because they give you the opportunity to choose like some of the perks of pre-ordering the game. You get to choose between a Patrick Mahomes player, like a playable character, or a Tom Brady playable character. And the Patrick Mahomes character is obviously better than the Tom Brady character.
Yeah.
But the Tom Brady character, I think, comes with certain things that you would look for in an extremely decorated veteran, like just unshakable confidence, doesn't get icy veins, doesn't get nervous in any situation. He may not have all the firepower, but his mind is better, and he'll be able to read better, adjust his throws better. It's pretty cool that they've added that in there now as a bigger component to the game.
Speaking of Tom Brady, I just saw a article about him talking on how it was more difficult to recover from his knee surgery he had. I don't know if you guys heard that, but like after the Super Bowl, and he kind of did it in where it wasn't that publicized.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
He got I believe his MCL. He had a torn MCL or ACL. Whatever one that's not as bad, because he played through it, and everybody was like, "Man, to play through that and win the Super Bowl is pretty crazy."
Yeah,
although
that's crazy.
he ain't running anywhere, but he had the surgery, and he talked about how it was harder for him to recover. And when I saw that, I was like, of course it is. He's 44 years old. Like, he's not bionic human. He's not, there's no supernatural ability.
You can only do what you can do.
Yeah. So, of course it's harder for you to recover. And I wonder if that is going to hinder him in any way. Again, but I guess not, because he played with it torn last year, and he's not running anywhere. So all he needs is to stand there and throw.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter, I guess.
And-
right?
and don't
you
they
just
say-
need your legs to hold your body up to throw the football.
Right, and even though this heals slower, don't they say that after you've gotten this done, that, like
You're
you'll probably
stronger,
be
yeah.
stronger? So
Yeah, yeah.
if he can just do what he did last year, even if it's just a little bit less, he'll still be fine, right?
I wonder though, but you got the best trainers and the best science and everything. That's where, I constantly remind myself. You start trying to compare your like a normal human or like normal people to these athletes at the top of their game, and it's like you forget that you have the best doctors on call, literally treating you by the
mean,
week.
not to
You know what I'm
mention-
saying? Like they're treating your healing process daily or
Well,
whatever.
We have to heal, like Joe Average or Joe Dad, let's say. Joe Dad has to heal while still maintaining his job and going to pick up kids and do
Yeah.
everything else with his family. He doesn't
And he's
get
drinking.
Yeah, he's
beers
drinking.
a
He's
day.
stressed
Yeah.
out. He's got
Yeah.
diarrhea.
Yeah. With his Vicodin.
Yeah, he's covering himself in biofreeze. He's
Yeah.
also not getting sleep, which is probably the number
Yeah,
one
yeah,
thing you
yeah,
need
yeah.
to heal. So what does Tom Brady do? He gets a surgery, and they're like, "Sir, we're gonna."
Oh, he's sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber. Yeah.
Physical therapy.
Yeah, he goes to bed when he wants to and gets up when he wants to, which nobody else can do. Right? We can't do that.
Dude, all these extreme athletes now have, and they spend their own money on it, personal, doctors, masseuses,
For sure.
Have you seen the
physical
guys that are buying
therapists.
training facilities? Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Where they're actually buying homes, Sam. It's like a secondary home, like near their actual home, but it's only for like
A training facility.
weights, shower. They just turn it into their own
Their
little
little
personal
compound,
yeah. And
yeah.
they
You put
just drive-
put the sports science in there and stuff because if you look at it, you're like, all right, well, I'm going to invest $1 million in here to make.
They're doing it with kids now too.
To make another $5 million
Yep.
in my career. Russell Wilson talked about doing it, where
Yeah,
he
he
spends
did do it.
$1 million a year on his own personal staff. Of people that he trains with every day.
He's got a
365
vitamist
days.
or something, right? Doesn't he have like he's like a pharmacist that like literally concocts vitamins specifically for his DNA?
They're testing his blood every
I take a one.
week.
I take a one a day, a Costco
Yeah.
brand one a day.
He's eating the specific foods that are best for his body and digestion.
Yeah.
It's like you get to a certain point, you're it's so
God,
far
EJ's
beyond.
saying it's $3 million he spends.
Well, I don't trust
Oh,
EJ.
yeah, fake
Well,
news.
Yeah. I had heard
Probably
$1
$1 million.
on Bill Simmons' show. But
Crazy, dude.
Yeah. And so then with all of that, it's a lot easier to maintain and to rehab and all that stuff. Still, though, 44 after surgery.
Let me throw. We got limited time. wasn't even looking at the clock. Let's throw it. I'll throw a couple voicemails at you guys,
Okay.
and we'll ease out of a Friday and into the weekend. This is a hot topic. Let me know where you're at on it.
Tom Van needs to speed walk race Grifton Chess. Please make this happen.
That's like one of 3,000 voicemails we got from people that
Okay.
want you to
She's
speed
got some health
walk.
issues right
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
but
when
once she's
when she's
recovered,
better.
Yeah, she does.
When she's back at her feet and peak speed walking, because
I think she's going to blow you away, dude.
because I'm not
She's very fast.
I'm not going to Mayweather it and only take the fight when my opponent is at its weakest or aged up out of there. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he did with Pacquiao. It's like, and then you find out Pacquiao was injured and like all this stuff. I want to race her when she's at peak speed walking ability so that
I can understand that.
so I could prove
It's more
I'm
of a victory.
faster.
More of a victory that way.
Yeah.
One of the ways that you could get stronger is by eating high quality protein, Tom.
Hey guys, just wanted to let you know that my husband and I stopped by Morganic Meats, Morris Family Farms on Saturday. Bought a bunch of beef and all kinds of interesting things that they sell besides meat. The family was so nice, very helpful, and we are going to fry up some of the hamburgers today and a steak and see how it is. I'm sure it's great. But I wanted to let you know it was an awesome experience. We will be going back there quite often.
There you go. Oh, that's
Nice.
a nice endorsement. Thank you. Really appreciate you dropping by there. I, too, am having organic meat tonight. I'm making homemade sloppy joes with,
All right.
with their hand-ground burger meat.
when she said and the other things that they sell there, she
Produce.
said it in an odd way, as if like it's just produce and the other types of meats and things like
Big old eggplant.
Okay.
But she said it like it was a weirdo. Like they sold other
Or
weird
are you
things.
projecting into that?
No, that's how she said it. And the
That's
other
'cause she
things.
did pause, yeah.
I mean, you could have just said and produce.
Would you go right to the gutter?
I don't know why she said it like that. She said it in a weird manner that made it sound like they sell odd things at Morganic Meats and not just meat and
You
produce.
swing through and you can get some. I got ground beef. You get some chicken. You can get some
baby back ribs,
high quality steak,
brisket,
baby back
pastrami,
ribs, and then
keto
I also
bacon.
got some computer printer paper.
It's like she said it like they sell things that
She's
are.
probably just nervous in her mind.
I
or
also
she got something real weird.
Yeah, I got some Scotch tape. I got a fireman's helmet,
What else did you get?
and I got a Dracula.
Leave a voicemail again and let us know what you got.
I got a box of glow in the dark Dracula teeth. Let's try this one right here.
Hey guys, hopefully I can put this whole baby on board sticker thing to rest. It is for emergency personnel to know there's a child in the car, just in case there's an accident.
Oh, I did not know that.
That makes sense. That makes
now
sense.
I'm okay with it, I
No,
guess.
I mean, there's a wreck. You don't know there's a kid in the car. You see the lady in the front. She's bloody, right? Like, this could maybe not even for emergency personnel, just first on the scene, right? You're looking around. Windows are tinted. You can't see in the back. I could see that.
Okay, let me. I don't want to ask on your point, and
Go
maybe
ahead.
but
that's,
do it because I want you
but-
to.
okay.
Yuck on the yum, buddy. Yuck on the yum.
they look throughout the car to make sure no one else is in there. They
You
don't
would
need.
think.
They
You would
don't
think.
need the
I bet
sticker.
you they've forgotten people before.
No, I mean that's what they do because they don't just rely on like, oh, no baby on board sticker. Not even going to look in
My
the back
God,
seat.
there's a baby in here. I'm saying it probably has happened.
They look throughout the car and make sure there's no one else in there that's injured in the wreck. They don't need the baby on board sticker. It does nothing.
So, do you guys have those stickers?
Hell no.
No.
You bad parents then? Does that make
No,
you bad parents?
I don't think so. I don't want anybody knowing I have a kid.
If
That's
we're
disgusting.
in a horrible wreck and I can't
You're just gonna
scream,
yell, baby!
and I can't scream, there's a baby in here, like,
And then point to your belly.
like,
There's a baby in here.
I assume that they look in the back seat.
I'm gonna put old bitch on board.
It would help if
Yeah.
I died. If I died, it would make me feel bad that if they were like, there's no sticker, let's get out of here.
I'm just going to go ahead and guess that part of the protocol of a firefighter or a paramedic is to look throughout the vehicle.
It is, but I think it is. I think that is what it's for. I'm not saying it's.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's good.
That's not what it's for, but they said some emergency workers have found it useful.
Okay.
But that is not why it was intentionally made for at all.
So we have a lot
that
of
person lied.
misinformation.
It's just
a
like,
lot of misinformation.
It's just like truck nuts. It's just a thing that that new parents they want to brag to the world.
Let's do truck
That's what
nuts
I
on
think.
board. Sorry.
Like, don't.
Hold on,
and you
write
know
that
what?
down.
A lot of people that have the baby on board stickers drive like a-holes.
Yes.
And it's like, well, you're not being cautious driving,
it's
so
it's
what the hell?
Here's the spoiler alert. It's the baby driving the whole time.
It's just to tell the
truck
world.
nuts on board stickers. Let's do that.
By the way, no one cares, but you want to tell the world. It's like the just married. Like, why do you write just married with shoe polish
So
on
I
the
can
back
look
end?
Shoe polish.
Yeah, they do
That's
like
how it
the
used
white
to be,
shoe
yeah.
polish. Yeah.
And,
Right?
Or
I did not know people use shoe polish.
Yeah, shoe polish.
that's an old man thing.
My God, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Now they-
EJ
yeah.
uses shoe polish too, or he did until he buzzed his hair
Yeah.
down.
Or you write like just graduated on the back. Like nobody cares. The
Yeah.
world doesn't care.
Honk, because my child just graduated
But-
or whatever.
Yeah. But it's you to brag to everybody because you're a proud parent or you're a proud new parent.
I'm not proud of much of anything.
Yeah. It's not even that much of an accomplishment. Like I said, it's like you did the
Yeah,
cream pie.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's all you
and
did.
Your wife pooped it out, right?
I mean, to actually make the baby, like I give all the credit to the mom. She did all the work, but
No, I mean for me,
it's not really that much of an accomplishment.
No,
right?
I would agree. With that.
Like, I mean,
it's
Samantha,
gonna-
you gotta
Anybody
agree.
can have a kid.
Here's what I would say.
Well, not
Seriously.
anybody.
Here's
but
what I would say. It's gonna
Graduation is actually more of an accomplishment.
It's gonna
That's true.
happen, right? Yeah, because you can quit school forever and never go back to it. But the baby,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not, that thing's coming out of you, right?
It'll force its way out.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't hold it in.
We've never thought about
it's
this
like,
before.
doo-doo.
Yeah, it's like doo-doo. It's just like doo-doo.
Yeah.
It's like the doo-doo that can't be flushed because it never goes away and it won't stop talking. And it's always up my A all the time and it won't stop talking. It won't stop talking and it won't stop talking.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
You bred a chirper.
I did. Oh, and she chirps. She chirps way better than her old man. I mean, she is. Oh, chef's kiss chirper. She's the best because she's got her mom's organization. She can organize her chirps.
Oof.
By the way, the fact that we get driven crazy by our own kids and they're us, it means that we are annoying to be around.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
The things that Maisie's doing to annoy you, you're doing to annoy everybody around you. It's the same thing.
You could have said us.
Me and Tom just sat here non-chirping the entire morning while you got your hair cut. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He didn't know what the hell I was doing.
That sounds miserable.
It was great.
No talking whatsoever. You guys just
dead silence.
I threw a little Doja Cat on to listen to in the background.
What did Tom go? Well, Doja Cat?
Then
he didn't say anything.
Like 15 minutes before you got here, I was like, "You want to load the thing?" Yep. And we in silence.
In silence, we worked together.
No talking. We went to my truck. I got out the pressure washer. I did say, "Can you grab the other side?" Yeah. We got out the pressure washer.
It was Teamwork. Your dream. It was your dream come true.
We walked all the way to Samantha's car.
All the anger.
I'm like, "Can you grab the other?" And then we put the pressure washer in.
Came back in, didn't say a word.
And then we put the boxes in my truck. No.
Good day.
Yeah. Nothing. And we went back to silence.
Yep. Back to silence.
Yeah. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
I'll be quiet.
I didn't have to small talk.
When we're done here, we
no,
stop
No
talking.
small talking, no chirping, no
That's
crowing.
not your way. That's not. This is the way.
Yes.
I wish someone was here to
Trademark
appreciate that.
Nobody.
He's in the chat. He's in the chat.
Oh,
I texted Butler this morning. I drove past what I can only assume is a new Mongolian barbecue on Colonial that is named the Mongolorian.
Oh yeah, we talked about
We
this.
did talk about that.
Yep,
Yeah.
I drove past it. It looks really good.
We should get some for our Friday.
Let's try this one, Tom. This is very important. Almost don't want to launch this voicemail this late in the show.
Hey, Tom, I know the boys are only like 6 and 7 or something like that, 5 and 6. But in a couple years, let's say one of them might get a little chunky max, and they might go to a pool party, you know, take the T-shirt off. Hey, that girl's got her shirt off. You know,
that's a pretty decent impression.
Warn your boys at this scenario, or are you just going to let them fall right into the old van trap? Thank you.
Yeah, he wants to know whether or not you're going to get a hold of him early and be like, yo, we have to have the bud talk.
He will never tell his boy he has buds.
Well, first,
because it wouldn't be Tommy. I don't think Tommy's body shape is. It's like my wife being busty. Not going to happen.
He's a string.
Yeah.
He's a very lean. He's a lean boy.
Yeah, a stick bug. And then Max will get the buds.
Christ,
you know,
so mean.
Although,
he may not, because Max, he thinned out too. Max looks really.
He could be just like beefy.
Yeah, he might just be beefy.
Yeah,
He may not get buds.
Yeah, because when I got buds, I was drinking Sunkist every day.
That was going to be my reply. Is that this is a different scenario?
Just eating white bread.
The listeners don't understand that
Cheetos.
Crystal's in play. Crystal is in play, folks.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, like
it's just fine.
I was asking my mom, like, why do I have buds?
Yeah,
and my mom's like, I don't know. God made you that way. And then I'm drinking a Sunkist.
You squeeze your nipple and Sunkist comes out.
Yeah. My mom never said, like, hey,
I love Sunkist.
The Sunkist is giving you buds. My mom thought it was orange juice, I think. She thought it was healthy. I would come in from running and drink Sunkist because I was thirsty.
They're
disgusting.
Hopefully I'm not getting in trouble for saying this. Yeah. I had a conversation with your mom one time where Sunkist was being discussed, where she did make a point that there is 5% juice in some of these sodas, and she's like, well, there is some juice in there.
There is some.
And,
no, that's what the juice box is for the kids, because I yelled, and my mom's like, I brought the 100% Mott's juice.
You know the conversation?
And I'm like, that's just sugar water.
Sugar,
and she's like, it says 100% juice. I'm like, that means nothing.
Okay, this is the conversation that me and Mama Van were having in the pool when she's like, they don't listen to me. This was the whole thing. These are the things I remember.
We heard you, Mom. You're wrong.
I'm listening. I'm saying you're wrong. You're not listening to that.
Now I know where you get it from.
I know. That's true. Get it from my mom.
It's the whole Van circle.
She's not listening to what I'm saying and just living her own truth and just saying the same garbage over and over.
My God.
Living her own truth.
And then my boys are doing it to me. My mom's doing it to me.
It's the curse.
I'm doing it to them.
It's the curse.
They get mad when I talk to them. My mom doesn't know. because she just enjoys the interaction. Yeah, just telling her long stories. She'll listen to it. She ain't listening though. She's just not talking.
I enjoy it. I was just floating in the pool with her. I'll listen to you.
Yeah. Straight up candy, sugar, Sunkist. Sunny D. I thought that was orange juice.
I did too.
When I
When
I got chunky in middle school, every
I was like,
afternoon.
I have orange juice. Sunny D.
Do you want to know what I was
That's
eating?
not even anything.
So good, though.
Every day after middle school, I'd get on my BMX bike and I would ride to Winn-Dixie, and this is when I got fat. And for probably the next 6 months, every day after school, I would buy with my allowance a Mellow Yellow and a Reese's Cups, the 2 Reese's Cups. Every day. Mellow Yellow Reese's Cups. And then I got fat.
Yep. No one ever told me, and this is on me, but that you can't just drink Sunkist and cook it, that it would even matter with your weight. I didn't even understand
my mom
that.
did tell me that.
My mom never said, don't drink too many Sunkist. Limit it to one a day.
You never got the fast food talk?
No,
hell no.
Yeah.
It was never this food is bad
It's
for you.
just food.
This is good for you.
Yeah. And my dad,
I understood that, but I was like, well, I'm not eating the disgusting good for you food.
And my dad would both my mom and my dad were pretty good about you're getting a little chunky, boy.
Oh, I tell you.
Yeah. They keep it in check. I mean, which a lot of parents. I'm saying.
I'm sure my stepdad wanted to tell me that, but my mom was protecting
that's my baby.
me.
Yeah. Some people hate that though. Some people say you shouldn't say that one way or the other. I'm just reporting on. We were open about
for your health
or
whatever. If you're eating healthy and your body's still like that, then, it could just be genetics or whatever the hell. It's just fine as long as you're eating healthy. If you're just drinking Sunkist and white bread and your body looks like that, you could at least tell your kid, hey, this contributes to your body looking like that. And, if you eat healthy and it still looks like that, it's a bad genetic or you're just a transition period.
Yeah.
But if you're eating unhealthy and it looks like that, that could be the reason.
Absolutely.
I had no clue.
Hey, we got to get out of here. Subscribe on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. Look for us on YouTube, all replays, Tom and Dan Live, and almost every bit of social, Tom and Dan Live. You get the idea. Guys, we will see you Monday.